Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight on this Jarvis's Corner, I have Mark Langridge and Stu Wally. So tonight we are going to do a panel show debate, and the main topic is going to be Tchouaméni, and there have been links to Man United and Tchouaméni in the last day, saying that Manchester United are willing to spend a lot of money on Tchouaméni. First contacts are expected in the coming days, and also there are other reports saying in that Man United intend to move the negotiations into operational phase by opening direct contact with Real Madrid for Tchouaméni. And last but not least, that Real Madrid will not sell Tchouaméni for less than 100 million euros. So, guys, this is the main topic. We will also talk a little bit about Andre Santos, the Chelsea midfielder we have been linked to in the last couple of days, saying that initial talks on the player's side, but no approach or bid to Chelsea yet. So we will have the debate on Andre Santos. There are other news, more the obscure news. For example, Brentford and Igor Thiago could come up because we see now that Brentford are going for Callum Wilson. So they are bringing in a new striker. So I wouldn't be surprised if we will see more of Igor Thiago links in the next couple of weeks. And also an old favorite of my compadres to Wally, Marcelo Brozovic leaves Al Nassr on a free and will be available on a free this summer. So I don't know if he could be a midfielder we might go in for. He might be too old. Also, when it comes to Ederson is soon to have his second medical in Manchester, so he will soon become an official Man United player. And we can cry for Garnacho because Chelsea are selling him. So also a talking point. I want to talk a little bit about that weasel. So guys, last but not least, on the obscure scene, Aaron van Bissaka is going to Arsenal, according to Graham Bailey. They are at least exploring a contact for him to replace Ben White. So we could see an ex-Man United player playing for this Arteta Arsenal. Guys, we will talk a lot about yesterday's games. Norway won against Brazil and England won against Mexico. So we are up for a quarter final of the finest with Norway against England. So tonight we will also have the debate. What will happen? Who will win that game? Who are the best? The Norwegians or the Brits? So guys, stay tuned. Smash the like while you wait. Stu, me, and Mark will be back after this short intro. So guys, see you in a second. Yes. Welcome to the Tactical Devils, guys. This is my friend Stu. Hopefully, Mark United Lens will turn up in a couple of minutes, and we are ready to get going on the show a little bit later than usual because it's been the World Cup game. We just witnessed Spain winning 1-0 against Portugal. So it's bye-bye for Ronaldo and maybe his last appearance in the World Cup. And same goes for our own Bruno Fernandes and Diego Dallo. So it was one of the most boring games I've seen so far in this World Cup. So guys, how you doing? How you doing, Stu? Are you how's your weekend been? Did you get any sleep last night watching England against Mexico?
No, because I watched it. I watched it all. I had a little bit of a kip in between your victory and our victory, and then because I can come and go as I please anyway, so I just slept in a little bit this morning and put my first meeting back till midday, and did that. So no, I'm all right. I'm ecstatic really that both of us got through because I thought we were excellent. Really were. But I think it's going to be a very interesting game on Saturday night. A very interesting game and difficult to call because I think we might be fatigued because that was one hell of a game and we put our ball through a lot. So I'm hoping we won't do any type of training at all until until Wednesday at the earliest. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, all in all, pretty good, old friend. Pretty good.
Nice. I'm glad to hear. And Mark, how are you doing, my friend? Probably a little bit sleepy today after yesterday's game, or
yeah. That's one way to put it, Jarvis. Yeah, I watched your game, then went live, then thought, the game's going to kick off, and went to the toilet, come back, and it's delayed for an hour. That was great. Managed to stay awake, and then, like Stu, watched the whole thing through. I slept in the afternoon, like had a nap in the afternoon. And then I pushed through the whole day. So it's not great.
It's tough. It's a tough one when the World Cup is in a different continent. But I have to say I've been quite well today, even though I watched the England game too. And it was a hell of a night yesterday. To tell you, Norway was buzzing. It was on fire. Everybody was celebrating until the morning hours. And I didn't even plan to see the England game, but I stumbled in my my home after being out at the bar and celebrating with the rest of the Norwegian people, and it was such joy. And maybe you guys don't understand, we're a small country, only 5.5 million people living in Norway, and this is our greatest achievements when it comes to sport, at least when it comes to team sports. We have won a lot of Olympics and all of this, but again, team sports, I think it's the biggest achievement from a Norwegian team, coming to the quarterfinals in the World Cup, beating Brazil for the second time in the World Cup, and still unbeaten in against the Brazilians. So it was an incredible night for me and the Norwegian people, and we really had a good time yesterday. At least we have 1 week to recover, and we will meet you guys on Saturday at 10 p.m. So are you looking forward to that game?
Well, and therein lies our issue, because you're absolutely right. You've got a week's worth of recovery. We've probably got 3 days. By the time they've had a rest day, by the time they've reacclimatized, by the time they've got their breath back. I mean, Bellingham, Gordon, Rice, absolutely dead on their feet at the end of that game. They've got nothing left. They could hardly breathe. Kane could hardly speak. They've got nothing left as a team. So I'm just hoping that we got out of Mexico City last night, early doors, as soon as we could. I hope we got straight out, and I hope they've oxygen. Get your body. They'll have to be on oxygen to get the red blood cells going for at least 2 days, I would imagine, to really you've got to reacclimatize. We are really going to be up against it. Against Norway.
Well, usually it counts as a positive when you come from the height and go down to the normal level in a couple of days, because your body adapts. So it could be, we could see a place in the team, coming from height training and altitude training.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they would have had to take a form of Viagra to help with blood flow. And things of that nature. So, it's all about reacclimatizing. We went ridiculously 48 hours before. And all the advice I've read is you go 5 to 6 days before, or you go literally the same day, play and come back. So we've kind of done it in the middle. Obviously, we know what we're doing. We hope we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we played really, really well last night. It's for me, it was massively interesting that I thought Mexico hadn't a Scooby-Doo had to break us down. I mean, they had 35 minutes to do something against us, and they couldn't do it. They just kept putting it wide, putting balls in, and we were just heading them out, defending it. It was poor from Mexico, brilliant from us. A couple of dodgy decisions for me. Although I will go, the Kwanzaa tackle was a red card. I mean, it was dangerous play. So I'm amazed that he missed that straight away.
It was a straight leg and studs. So in the book of football law, that's a straight red. But the ref, I think he had a dodgy game, didn't he? In the England game,
it was terrible. I mean, even the penalty that we got, you've got to question what the fucking hell was a goalkeeper doing for Mexico, rushing out. You know, Gordon's quick. He should know he's quick because he's been watching him for 70 fucking minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it was. So he knows how quick he is down the line. So you stay on your 6-yard box and make Gordon make a choice. Unbelievable. But, you know, that helped us in the end. That helped us because Bellingham pulled off a brilliant last-minute tackle pretty much on the goal line where we could have gone in at 2-2 at half-time. And then Mexico curiously took off with Quinones, you know. Won the Golden Boot in Saudi Arabia. Took him off. I mean, you need goals. What the fuck are you doing? Unreal.
And he was rinsing Spence. He was turning him inside out. Spence stayed with him for pace, but he was turning him around.
He was. So, look, I think we deserved the win. I thought we played brilliant. It's one of the best performances I've seen us play in a long, long time. Whether we like Tuchel or not, he set us up brilliantly. We seemed to adjust with, you know, eventually we kind of got there, but we're 20 minutes ago, we were dead on our feet. Absolutely dead on our feet. So there was a couple of curious things for me. No, Rashford, but on Rodgers too late for me. You should have taken Bellingham off and put Rodgers on in Bellingham's place, taken Gordon off and put Rashford on. You know, kept Bellingham and Gordon as fresh as they possibly could.
Yeah.
You know, for the Norway, but Bellingham had got nothing left. I mean, he literally had nothing left. I'm amazed he walked off the pitch. Same with Gordon. But you know, ultimately, it was
man of the match again in the third game in a row, isn't it, for Bellingham now?
Yeah, I think so. He scored 2 good goals. Kane's penalty was good. You know, the penalty for Mexico was that was correct. That was a correct decision. You know, he kicked the bottom of the Mexican attacker's foot. I tend to agree with Lumen. I thought Pickford played well, pulled off a couple of good saves. But I thought we defended well. And then it's typical England. We bring on that lump, Dan Burn, who, you know, all he was there for is just to, you know, head the ball out and kick it out, you know, and he did.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all he did. You know, he was brought on for that. But the problem with Tuchel is we've got issues again now because it looks like Reece James might be fit for for Norway.
Is he ever fit? I don't think he's been fit for 10 years. He's always injured.
Yeah, either that or we play Declan Rice at right back. He'll be our strongest option at right back. We're not great. I don't think Nico O'Reilly played particularly well. No, he hit the post, but I don't think he played particularly well. There was a couple of performers that would worry me, especially against Ryerson, especially against Patrick Berge, especially against Erdegaard, especially against Haaland. I don't think we're strong enough centrally to deal with Haaland. I don't know. But Brazil, when you look at the way that your game panned out, I mean, what the fuck was Guimaraes doing? I'd have broken his fucking legs on the pitch. You don't miss a penalty in a round of 32. You don't do it.
Well, it wasn't the worst penalty. You know, it was a great save. To be honest, you know, to be fair with Guimaraes, but all this skip and jump fucking bullshit penalties. Why don't you just smash it into the corner, you know, high and hard, you know?
It's an illegal penalty anyway.
Yeah, they are. They're all illegal. I mean, you know, even
Neymar on his, he doesn't stop. It's all one thing. These people who stop shows they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, it's all illegal. Harry Kane
just plant your feet, 2 feet, stop. You've stopped. You can't take your penalty, so it should be a free kick the other way.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really hard for us. You know, we're gonna have to stop Haaland, Nusa, Ryerson, Berge, Sander Berge. I thought played very, very well. But Brazil will be kicking themselves because they had plenty of chances.
That Hendrick one.
That Hendrick one was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal at 0-0. He should have
totally mishit it, and he knew as soon as he touched the ball.
And this is you know, when you look at Marino tonight, very, very similar chance, bang, no fucking about, bang, put your foot through it. Yeah, put your foot through it, and Costa, who I don't think has been great at all this season. had no chance anyway because Moreno just absolutely made sure.
But guys, I see you guys are in the chat. I haven't even said hello to all of you, but I see Johnny Kermode, I see Irish Pit Terrier, I see Trevor Wade, Monty, all of you legends, Luman, Irishaban, all of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Man United, but also it's a World Cup, so we got to stay focused on the World Cup. And I want to talk more about this Brazil win. And you mentioned Sander Berge. I see Madison here mentioning Sander Berge was brilliant, and it pisses me off. I've been talking about this so many times. When I look at the commentaries, the comments on Twitter and pundits on YouTube, and all of them talking about Sander Berge as he was a fucking disgrace, but he's a brilliant midfielder, and we saw that yesterday. For me, he was besides Haaland, I think, and the goalkeeper, he was always the man of the match performance. I think he had like 99% pass completion in the game, 100% dribbles completed, and all of these recoveries, and he's just so good at reading the game, being in the right place, intercepting the ball all the time. We played with a really high risk in Norway at times, high up the pitch, small, intricate passes. We've seen this from Carrick. I told you guys that Norway, we play like Man United. We play compact defensively, 4-4-2, and we like to have close proximity, a lot of passes, a lot of intricate, even people called it Yogo Bonito yesterday. We saw one team doing the Yogo Bonito, and that was Norway. So not to toot my own horn about the Norwegians, but I think they played really well, and Sander Berge is one of them. And the other guy, Patrick Berg, again, they work so hard. Even Ødegaard, we got some stick after yesterday's game, but if you look at the numbers behind, he's not a creative Bruno Fernandes type of midfielder when he plays for Norway. He's a hard-working, box-to-box galleon slave. He's running up and down, more than 12K covered for Ødegaard, 11.5 on Patrick Berg, almost 11K on Sander Berge, and all of them, in the high 90s in pass completion. So again, the midfield of Norway is going to be a challenge for England. So we heard today Henderson is injured. He injured himself jumping over the was it a sign or
the ball?
Yeah, Henderson. Oh,
Henderson. So could we see maybe we could get a glimpse of Kobe Mainu in that game?
No,
Henderson doesn't come on, Jarvis, so it made no difference.
Yeah, he doesn't come on.
He only came on so he could be claimed for he's done the 7 tournaments in.
Yeah, it's a nothing for us, that one, unfortunately. In fact, it was a piss take putting John Stones in as well. That was an absolute piss take.
I don't know if you saw it. I'd already been saying this on my shows. You can't be relying on John Stones when as the last offender, and then all of a sudden need to put him in when shit hits the fan. And that's exactly what happened. And he was fucking unbelievable when he came on.
Yeah,
But now you've got to start him. You've got to start John Stones, Gahey, because you're up against Haaland.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll have to do. Yeah. I don't.
And Jarvis, you're going on about all these passing stats. Shame you don't pass to Haaland, isn't it?
Well, it's about finding the opening when it's there. That's playing with control, defending with the ball, not without the ball. So I think a couple of the principles of Norway's teams, just being out there and expressing themselves and playing their own game, not being afraid, have the courage to do so on the highest stage. But it will be a different game against England. I'm not sitting here actually believing that Norway will win that game. To be honest, I'm always a pessimist when it comes to this, but I feel that they have a fair chance, like 40, 60 something, but England will come in and be the favorite because of the quality of your team. Although we have Haaland and Ødegaard, we have a dodgy defense, still have a dodgy defense. And we still struggle with our fullbacks. Ryerson is not fully healed after the injury he got against, was it Senegal? He played 60 minutes yesterday. Maybe, you know, worst case scenario, we have to play Bjorkan, and, you know, and he's a calamity up against Saka or someone. So, you know.
Yeah, that'll be bad news. You've got to play Bjorkan. Very bad news. But I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a steady game. I think we'll be all right in midfield. On midfield 3, it'll be okay. Although I don't think Anderson's put the world alight at all at this tournament. I think he's been bang average, to be honest. We'll see what he's like in a City shirt, won't we? I bet to me he's been bang average. But Bellingham's been really at it. Bellingham's turned up. He's been really at it. And I think, you know, he will cause you guys issues. Yeah, I think you're going to have to play a holding 6 against Bellingham, because I think if he gets in between in the pocket, he'd be like he did against Mexico. I think he'd be problematic for you. I really do, because he drifts in very, very well. Very well.
I might have to play devil's advocate here, because I think Anderson and Rice have been trying their best, but Bellingham just goes walkies, and they find it very hard to find someone.
No, he does, but he plays. Bellingham plays in the most stupidest pocket you've ever seen, because
he doesn't play in the pocket. He plays off the shoulder, and there's a giant pocket to stand in. He doesn't go there.
Exactly, and that's why he scores so many goals, because he doesn't. That's where they expect him to be. And
everybody basically leaves the space open and uses it when you need.
And then all of a sudden, bang! He's like a ghost. Moves away.
The thing that's costing us, and you can see this in every single game, when he doesn't score, he walks back like he's walking his fucking dog.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he was all right last night. He got up and down the pitch pretty well last night. He played a better race.
You can see that. That's why he was knackered. But yeah, I mean, in general, he's part of the midfield 3. He has to work his ass back.
Yeah, he played a better 8 role than he did a 10 last night. That's for sure. But they're very good. They were very good on the wings, both Gallardo and the other lads with the weird hairstyle. They're both very, very capable wingers.
What about their number 6? I actually really like their number 6.
Leao. Yeah, I thought he played well. Yeah, very Martinez-esque. Nice holding player. Very cultured.
Low centre of gravity. The way he spun to protect the ball on contact.
I like Leao. Yeah, I like Leao. Bit feisty as well, which is good. But look, all in all, I think it'll be a really interesting game. And it'll be more like an old-fashioned English game of football than it will European or world. So I'm quite looking forward to that, and it might help England with our recovery. But as I say, we're going to be backs against the wall for the next day or two anyway.
But this is the World Cup, you know. When you come to the sorry, Mark, when you come to the late stages of the tournament, all the players are going to be knackered. The same goes for Norway. You know, the last I think Holland is running on fumes the last 10 minutes of the game, and he hardly jogged. You know, he just walked. And even then, he scored 2 goals. So the players are physically exhausted because they have been, you know, in this bubble for so long now, and it takes a lot mentally also, not just physically, on the players. Mark, you were saying, sorry for interrupting you.
No, I'm just saying, like all of this, it's the whole tournament is fixed. It's like England having to go there. You saw, I keep going to say Blatter, but it's not Sepp Blatter, is it? It's whatever his name is.
Infantino.
Yeah. Did you see everyone celebrating the goal around him, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh fuck!" Like the look on his face, like wasn't happy that England scored at all. And really? You know, everything was going on with the USA and other matches. It's a disgrace. Like, playing at that air level, you know, lack of 25% less oxygen, you know, what's it, 3,000, 7,000? I keep hearing different sea level figures, but
it was 1,800 meters, wasn't it?
1,800 meters, yeah. And you're like, that's not fair. Whoever you play next, that's not an even game. There's only one ground in the entire tournament at that level. So if you play there, you're at a disadvantage the next time you think, because it is no difference to getting like the fucking bends if you're a deep sea diver.
Oh,
you can't recover quick enough.
You can't, no.
But Gahey did come out and said they started training for that with altitude training last year.
He did say that, yeah. And they were playing mini. Yeah, they were playing mini games. You can train for altitude training a year out. It doesn't really matter. It's what happens there
well, it's
and
the
then.
pressure, it's the humidity around you, the pressure on your body
awful.
with that altitude. But what they could have done, Stu, is wear the oxygen mask. You know the cyclists wear them and that. You don't have to be attached to a machine anymore.
No,
you can do treadmills and bikes and everything at home to.
That's right.
Start starvation of your muscles, so you can recover quicker. But we still won't recover like Norway.
No.
We're at a disadvantage. You say like it's an even game. It's not. We've got no defenders. You know, we got players who are absolute shit. We got in our squad, but none of us would have taken if we were picking an England team. So it's quite level. I think it's quite a good level.
I think you guys are playing it down, but that's okay. That's okay. That's my tactic. I always play down.
We haven't played a good game yet.
I think it'd be a good game. I think it'd be an interesting game of football. But we've just got to make sure we don't do anything till Wednesday at the very earliest.
Yeah.
But it's in Dallas and it's going to be super hot.
Yeah, it'll be over 100 degrees, they reckon, in Dallas.
See, we've gone.
No, it's not Dallas. It's Miami.
Miami.
It's Miami.
You're right.
Not Texas.
We're not playing in Dallas, but the game in Dallas, I think, is going to be close to 100 degrees.
Mine would be close.
Well, the Dallas, that's the Dallas Cowboys arena. That's indoor. You know, it's a retractable roof. So yeah.
Mine
is 25 degrees indoor, but the humidity when you shut the roof shoots up. We're playing in Orlando, and they're already saying, "Well, Johnny, if you're here, if you'll let us know." But
you'll tell us.
Thunderstorms.
Yes, I did hear about that. Yes, but I mean, we had a bit of rain last night, this morning. It was raining, for a lot of the game. But again, it just doesn't help. So we're going to be up against it on Saturday. But we just got to carry on, get on with it. May the best team win.
We have a question. I don't know if any of you want to answer it. What do you guys make of the Balogun suspension ban from Jules? Did you read up about that? All the presidents, Donald Trump is involved, Infantino. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Can I go first on this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ronaldo shouldn't be playing in the fucking tournament.
Well,
simple
we know
as that.
Yeah, because he was suspended.
He's suspended. They did it for Ronaldo, so everyone keeps focusing on fucking Trump doing it. No, they did it for Ronaldo. That is the president. So it doesn't matter. The guy's done nothing wrong. It's accidental. They've done it. Forget about it. Ronaldo's president. They wanted him in that tournament. They allowed him to spend his sending off in the Nations League final. So we can't complain because no one was complaining about Ronaldo playing in his group matches. End of.
Well, but the issue is President Trump made the call. He can't do that. You cannot do that. But as it transpires, fucking Keir Starmer made a call to push our game back from 7 p.m. to fucking 2 p.m. So we can't get on a fucking high horse either. So, politics getting involved in sports is unacceptable. Donald Trump has an influence. Why they've allowed it to happen is beyond me. The best thing everybody can do is for the US national men's team, whatever it is not picking, period. You're suspended, you're not playing. You've had it, suspended for a year. What does that even mean? Same as Ronaldo. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
I don't even know. When do you choose to suspend him from that game?
I don't know. What does that even mean? If you get sent off, you get double the punishment, you get single the punishment. What does that mean? What does it mean? And the problem you've got now is that the FA can legitimately get a hold of FIFA and say, we want Kwanzaa, although I would fucking not bother, by the way. I'd leave fucking rot.
Agreed.
Kwanzaa's card suspended as well, so he can play against Norway. But I wouldn't fucking bother Kwanzaa. I mean, that was the fucking dumbest tackle I've ever seen at the World Cup.
It's highly a big loss. Kwanzaa is out. I think you'll be fine without him.
We look better. What everyone's been saying: play Kwanzaa at right back and bring John Stones in.
But the precedent is now set. It was set, and there was we had a debate about it on the channel. Me and Jarvis spoke about it. We were disgusted and flabbergasted that his suspension. You get that a suspended sentence. You can't do it with a red card. The red cards are there for a reason. You're done and you're gone. So, and this makes it even worse. And the reason he got involved, because he knows F all about football, Trump, so he can fucking do one. He knows nothing about football.
But guys, I don't know if
he's their best striker.
Yes, obviously, he's a player that they will miss. But I heard the Belgium FA was going to follow this
they should do.
legally if he played. So we will see what will happen. But again, FIFA, they make their own rules, so I don't think they will come anywhere close to it anyway. So, but the controversy is that FIFA, they reversed the suspension, because he got a straight red card. That's automatically minimum one match suspension. But they reversed, or more accurately, you can say suspended the suspension using the Article 27 on the FIFA disciplinary code, allowing him to play against Belgium. So the red card still stands, but the ban has effectively been put on a hold for 1 year. For a 1 year period. So it means nothing. It's bullshit.
So what happens? A, he scores the winning goal and puts the US through 1-0.
Yeah.
And B, what if he gets sent off in the Belgian game? What happens then? Does he get a 2-game ban, 3-game ban, 10-game ban? What does that mean? I mean, if you get sent off now, it means nothing. Any red card moving forward in this tournament means nothing.
If FIFA wants them, they just slap on Article 27.
Group? Should Portugal got out their group then with Ronaldo's goals?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No,
it's the same thing. It is the same thing. He shouldn't be playing.
But that's already been allowed. Well, we've got no choice, so it shouldn't happen again. This is in the mid-tournament. It's in a fucking World Cup.
Yeah, but they allow it once, Stu. That's what we're calling it now. You've allowed it. This is second time, so now it can just be done for anyone.
Well, anyone can do it. It's
only a FIFA decide.
You may as well not get sent off. So I think it's terrible. I didn't agree with Ronaldo's at the time, and I made a point about it. And I don't agree with this. I think it's bang out of order, and politics getting involved. Even Starmer getting involved about the kickoff time of our game. It's a fucking.
And Ronaldo's is a 3-game ban suspension.
He was 3.
It's a straight red card for an elbow.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, the elbow was like in the head.
And unfortunately, we got away.
No, we're going to let him play.
And we got away with
big up Gas.
Fucking dropped an elbow, didn't he, yesterday? We've got away with that. So we got relatively lucky to an extent last night. But
that's stuff I don't understand, because it was clear as day on camera. So how?
God only knows.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting World Cup so far. I know, Stu, you are not overly excited by the World Cup, but again, they have its flaws. The hydration breaks and all the commercials, and these dead stadiums in a way, and all the music. You hear Bon Jovi living on a prayer on repeat. All the time. You never hear the crowds besides the Norwegians when they do the row thing, and
you want to watch an England game then? Because you can hear us.
Yeah. You guys know how to celebrate. But I have to say, against Brazil, 90% of the stands were Brazilians and only 10% were Norwegians. So it's not easy. We're a small country. It's not everybody who can travel, and even have the money to travel to the US. One ticket is about, I don't know, is it £5,000 now or something? It's ridiculous.
They're going up, and they're going up.
It's a lot of money now. It's a lot of money. Apparently, they've had, what did they say, 50 million? They sold 50 million tickets or something stupid like that. What was it? I don't know. 5 million? I can't remember. Something ridiculous.
Well, the fact was, in some of the places like Atlanta and that, the tickets were getting picked up for $10, $20 because they couldn't sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see Cass want to talk a little bit about the Tchouaméni news, and this is it's basically, it's nothing new. It's just a mix of all the reports and us just trying to figure out what's going on, and let me just bring up the latest reports that came out on Tchouaméni the last 12 hours. You've probably seen all of this, Cass, but let's just bear with me and let's go through it. So So this one came out from Felix Diaz, saying that Man United are willing to spend a lot of money on Tchouaméni. First contacts are expected in the coming days. So we are actually trying to come in with a negotiation with Real Madrid. And also from Glongari saying that Man United intends to move the negotiations into the operational phase by opening direct contacts with Real Madrid for Tchouaméni. So basically, it's a nothing report, but they're saying Man United are considering going into talks with Real Madrid on Tchouaméni. And Diarroas comes also in and say that Real Madrid will not sell Tchouaméni for less than 100 million euros. So we are talking about a little bit higher price than first expected. It started with 70 million pounds, 100 million euros. That's about 80 to maybe 85 million pounds. So again, I think that the price is going up. And you know, we have heard the stumbling block of his wages. I think it's on 205 or 210k a week right now. So we most likely to lure him into Man United, raise his wages to, let's say, 250 or as high as 300k a week. So the question is, will Man United go that far and break the bank for a player like Tchouaméni? And you know, the last question of them all is, do we think a player like Tchouaméni is willing to come to Man United and play under the current regime of Michael Carrick and Man United? Do we show the ambitions to bring a Real Madrid player in? You know, a guy who fights for the World Cup, he fights for Champions Leagues, La Ligas every year, and coming into Man United. Is it realistic to think that Man United will go for a deal like this, or a player would like to come to us? So yeah, I leave these questions open for you guys, and maybe Mark, you want to go first?
I think a lot of, you know, I want Tchouaméni. He's my number one target, right? First and foremost. So whatever comes out my mouth next, no, that's the player I think we should be going for. But all the reports sound like the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. But it just sounds like an agent going, look, if you don't want him, he'll go somewhere else. Make us know that he's wanted, right? Because we know that there's something dodgy going on between him and Valverde, probably still, although it would have died down because they're away with their respective countries. Mourinho's come in, there's been links with other midfielders. So there's going to be reports coming out. And let's be honest, I'd rather play 85 million pounds for Tchouaméni than 85 million pounds for Matheus Fernandes. Facts. The guy is a proven winner. They don't even compare. Fernandes is a proven relegation fodder, and Tchouaméni's got World Cups, European like championships as youngsters, Real Madrid Champions Leagues, you know, league title. What hasn't the guy won? Probably. Maybe not always as a starter, because he's obviously been one of the big names coming through with France over the years. But he's there now. But I don't think he's starting, is he? Didn't play the last game. So I don't know if he's picked up a knock.
He's injured.
Yeah. So
yeah. Obviously,
there's an issue. Yeah. There's an issue straight away. All this talk coming out, but he's actually injured. It could just be a small knock.
I don't think he's injury prone. I wouldn't say he's injury prone.
But is he soft? There's a difference between injury prone and being a soft player where you just don't fancy it. Oh no, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Because we've seen that in the past, haven't we, with many a superstar player. But yeah, 85 million. I'll be paying over 100 million pound for Tchouaméni. That's the price tag I'd be expecting for him. So 85 says to me they're trying to get rid of him cheap. So straight away, that's a red flag to me from the story. It doesn't add up. You know that Premier League is currently paying over 100 million pound for central midfielders. You're not going to sell him or even list him for anywhere. But you'll be 150 million euros, so around the 130 mark pounds. But he would give us everything between him and I think obviously the Edison deal. Well, hopefully we'll come on to that. That's dodgy as fuck. Don't do a second medical unless something's been flagged. And then you say Mainu, well, God knows what he's going to be like, because he could have lost all the confidence we built back up. It could be gone. I want a Walton or Sangari in alongside him, if that's what you're going for. But you need a marquee signing. You need it for Amazon. I did a show the other week. Man United have to spend money. You have to make Amazon Prime look like the biggest blockbuster ever. Man United spent this on this player. Listen to the interviews. See what he, showing him around the training ground. That's what they want, isn't it? Speculate to accumulate. You're gonna have to go big. Would anyone here say no to Tchouaméni for 100 million?
There's only one way we get Tchouaméni, and it's as simple as this: Real Madrid force him out the door.
Yeah, I agree.
It's that simple. We are not going to be able to go put an amount of cash on and him turn around and say, I'm going to go and play under Michael Carrick and rebuild Manchester United, because I don't think he wants to do that. I think he's happy in Madrid. I think he'll love working under Mourinho. He's a Mourinho type player. And ultimately, the issue we are going to have is you're going to have to crowbar him out of Real Madrid. You really are.
Wages isn't going to be a problem. I don't say about wages. You just offer him bonuses. So you can put him on 200,000 a week, and you offer him clean sheet bonuses, appearance bonuses, and there's another 50k a week.
Yeah, I don't think salary will be an issue.
Yeah, that's not an issue. But I'm just saying, when they talk about the salary, they want to bring it all down below 200k. We don't know what bonuses are on that. Whenever we say about someone's salary, we don't know what bonuses they've got.
Well, he could be on.
But guys, the reports that came out from Fabrizio Romano on this, saying that Man United have already made it clear to people close to Tchouaméni that the only way for him to go to United is on a different salary. So I think we are trying to make him come in on a lower wage. But as you said, Mark, I think maybe bonus driven. That's an option. But I question the ambitions of Man United. It seems like it's more important to us to uphold the wage cap than get in quality players. So again, what's our ambitions as a club at the moment? I think that's one of the main questions, because I think a lot of us feels like this because of what happened with Tonali and Matheus Fernandes now in the last couple of weeks.
Well, he's not going to come for less money.
Well, according to Fabrizio, you heard me. That's the report that
I think Fabrizio's. I think he's smoking crack. Then, to be honest, because if you are looking at spending, I don't know, 100 million euros or whatever, and they want 100 million euros, 85 million.
It comes with a set wage.
Yeah, and we know that he's earning 210k a week. Then you're going to have to up that to 220, 230, 240 with bonuses. You're going to have to do that. So if we are letting his camp know, oh, by the way, you're going to have to accept 200 grand a week, they're going to turn around and say, well, see you then. Bye. What are we talking to you for? Well, why would you? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Now, for me, I think he's had an average World Cup. He's not been brilliant. I think Kone alongside him has been much better for the French in this World Cup. But then again, nobody's really impressed me anyway. I think it's been an average World Cup.
It's fucking shit World Cup.
Yeah, it's been terrible. But the amount of quality that teams have got has been really poor. But I just can't.
I now support Cape Verde. I'm telling you, because that's the way you play football.
Nothing wrong with that. But I cannot see anything happening with Tchouaméni until he is told, probably by Mourinho, I don't want you. But I think the first person out the door there is Camavinga. I think it's him first, and then it's somebody beyond. Tchouaméni maybe. It depends who they want. I mean, they've made it very, very clear that Enzo Fernandez isn't what they're interested in. He's not. He doesn't want him. I wouldn't put it past me for Real Madrid to go and spend 100 million quid on that Boadi kid. Good luck. I think that's probably a better option for him. Yeah, he probably is. I think it's a better option for him. I'm not really sure we're the best option for him right now. But here's the key, and I think you all need to get this right now. All this fucking about with if we went in for Tonali, if we went in for Matheus Fernandes, if we went in for Balogun or whatever, has cost us because we won't come. We came back today, okay, and we've got Mason Mount as our only recognised central midfielder. That's it, and we've got I think our first friendly is in about 13 days' time, 14 days' time, 2 weeks, something along those lines. Now, Edison is likely to come to the UK, finish his medical before he goes away on holiday. But the more that we go on and we don't add to our squad and we are waiting for the likes of Tchouaméni, we are not going to start our first home game, our first match with a recognised midfield because we haven't got it. There isn't a recognised midfield to Manchester United's name right now. And luckily for us, Bruno is back. He'll come home, they'll pretty much fly back the same night. The same night they're eliminated, or the following morning that they're eliminated, they fly back. Bruno will fly back into Manchester, he'll go to United, he'll have some tests, and then he'll fuck off for 3-4 weeks, however long they give him, on holiday.
He won't do his tests, mate, because he's got to go off on holiday and then come back and have the test afterwards. Because otherwise he might go gain the weight and stuff while on holiday. He has to come back and do them. All it is it's height, weight, and explosivity. So you're doing your standing jumps, vertical jumps.
We always used to do that and then go. Then you'd have your time off. But they might get medical tests from Portugal.
No, they bring them in staggered now as well, Stu. So the actual pre-season training starts on the 9th. But you're right. There are certain players who haven't been away are already back in doing it.
Yeah,
and then others will come back in. And then you have to now have a legal 2-week break away from the club.
Yeah, I know. But we've got nothing. We've got nothing in our midfield right now that is going to take us to Hull on the first game of the season with, we just aren't going to be there. We need better options. So we've been dicking about as we thought they would dick about, but Tottenham haven't. And whether people like Tottenham or not, you can't argue with what they've done. They've got the players in, and they'll be ready for pre-season training.
Yeah. Big up, Gas. Before we come to Gas coming onto the channel, we have a super chat coming in from Blank saying that INEOS worries about Tchouaméni's wages. Hello, they forget have that bomb mount on 250k, 85 million for a player his caliber ? Put the money down now. So clear talk from Blank, leaving no doubt he wants us to pay up and get Tchouaméni in. And I have to say I agree. I think we should just go for him because I think we need that high ceiling player, that player who brings in the quality, because we have seen enough of this. I know, for example, Cass, I know you rate Santos, but him and Ederson coming in, it's a little bit underwhelming. I don't think us signing them will make us a title contender next season. So do we have a comment to Blank's super chat, Cass? Do you want us to go in and just pay the money for Tchouaméni?
I think they got no choice at this point. They've looked like fools in 2 different situations already. You chased Anderson for a good part of a year. Let's just call it a season. Just for him to say, I want City, from all the indications of following City players, talking about Kevin De Bruyne being his life, his savior, his idol and the rest of it. And then, wait, hold on. You forget who's in charge of that club. At this point, right, which is Marinakis. At this point, I feel like someone needs to get sacked because I don't know if it's arrogance or this club's are full of naive people. Because in what world would you ever thought that Anderson was going to go anything less as an English player, one of the best central midfielders going around currently, flavor of the years? I think we can go get a deal of 70 million for him. Are you thick? Like, how thick can you get? And I don't know if that's from Wilcox or Vivell or whatever, but a lot of it does point to, I think, Wilcox, to be fair, because you're the director of football. You're the one that has to make these decisions, right? Can't put everything on Vivell. He's putting quite a lot of different targets. So, again, then you pivot towards Mateus Fernandes. Okay, that's great. Now, I look at Matt Hargreaves and think, are you as good as what they made you out to be? Because you're meant to be the negotiator. You couldn't negotiate crap. Wilcox, you couldn't even convince Mateus Fernandes to get the buy-in, even though Bruno Fernandes is his idol. So something's gone wrong there, and he still chose Tottenham for the 250k, 230k. It's not the point. You can't. The issue with this model is you decide to give Cobby 120, 130 a week, which is fair.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you get a back-to-back relegation player and say, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to absolutely accept to give him about 200 grand a week or even 180 grand a week. Cobby's going to be looking at his agent and then Man United a little bit sideways. So as much as I like this reset, to answer the question for this, I don't think United will have an issue paying a certain wage to Tchouaméni. I just don't know what the indication would be from his camp saying we want like 300k, and Man United would say, well, the maximum willing to go is about 250 maybe. So I don't know. Clearly, Man United are in talks with Tchouaméni's camp. I've got the Talk of the Devils like breakdown of what was said. But again, with the issue with that, I don't know if anybody else agrees. If anyone listens to Andy Mitten, what's his name, Whitwell, Carlanka. Yeah, they're all spokespeople for Manchester United and won't upset them. Otherwise, they don't get the information they require, and they don't want to say, oh, well, all of a sudden we're in for someone like Tchouaméni, we're willing to put the wages up, because then online it will spiral out of control and it will make things worse for negotiations. So that's just my thinking anyways.
Yeah. But you know, keeping you on, Cass. What about Santos? You know, we've been linked to him. Do you think that's a good signing? I saw you on X. I think you're quite a fan of Santos as a player.
Oh yeah. My thing is I'm in a stage of I like the player, but I'm also desperate.
Yeah.
So I don't think he lights everyone up because of the experience factor, but and also names on paper. Like, I don't rate Tonali. I don't know why people rate Tonali like he's this great duelist or defensive-minded player that can do this and that. I think he's like Mason Mount. Every attribute you can rate him on is probably off the ball rather than on the ball, which kind of annoys me. I want to dominate a game of football, not one who kicks and chases a touch like his Zagate. So I like him because he's actually similar to Tchouaméni.
Yeah, but you know, to be honest, Cass, you know, when you played the game yourself, although didn't you used to play as a striker?
No, I was a centre mid that end up at full
okay,
back.
sentiment. But then you know how it is to play with players like Tonali, like Berge, like Rodri, guys who always makes things tick. Make the easy things, you know, the easy passes, you know, just keep the ball going, flowing, the game going on, you know. So again, you know, I think that's an underrated value when it comes to football. And I think a lot of us fans, we only watch football seeing the guy on the ball. We don't see the finesse in just keeping it simple.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd scrap everything and go get myself Sanderberg. That's what I'd do. Because when I see, I'm a deep lying playmaker that likes to crunch players. That's my game. I don't mind. I have an engine. I could do a bit of everything. But there's always that special player in central midfielder that can do everything. That's how I view Colby Manu, right? I used to have, there was Keats. There was Chris. There's loads of these players that were just so sick. And they're way better than what I can do on the ball, right? And I just look at Man United and just think, can you have someone that is just intelligent in not only just playing the ball, but also just being in the right place at the right time? Sanderberg, for me, is top 3 defensive midfielder in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I don't see what's wrong. I don't see why you can't get a deal for 40 million if he's last choice. If it's not Tchouaméni, for me, he should be Sanderberg. Should it be nobody else?
I don't know if you saw yesterday's game. He completed 117 of 119 passes against Brazil. You know, that's quite spectacular.
I love Sanderberg, man. I've been raving about him, and then all of a sudden, one game changes everyone's minds from a World Cup. I'm like, he's been doing it all World Cup. Do you know what I mean? It's just that this is such a normal performance. I wanted him over Agate 2 seasons ago, but Sanderberg is the dictator. He's a Rodri type player. He's not exactly Rodri, but he's got this sort of style. And I just think that when Bruno eventually does leave and you got someone like Sanderberg and keep the game ticking, it's like, well, you can get your other central midfielders because we're not going to get a 10 that's good enough to replace Bruno Fernandes, is it? So I don't know. I would get Berge and Manu Kone for me. That's my profiles. They're my favorites. But if Tchouaméni's there, forget the rest of them. He's number 1, isn't it? Winner.
What's your thoughts, Stu, on this Sanderberg, and who would you actually bring in? You know, if it was up to you.
Well, look, Santos. Let's touch on that because I kind of agree with Cass really. You haven't seen him, by the way, everybody, because he's been out on loan. He's had 2 full seasons away on loan. I think Chelsea bought him 3 years ago. 2 and a bit years ago, and he's been away on loan for quite a good portion. He's a really good player, Santos. He's got bags of energy, absolute bags of energy. But he operates on that hybrid 8 that Carrick apparently wants to play. But you know where I'm going to come down on that anyway. I don't like a hybrid 8. I prefer a straight 6. I've always preferred a straight 6. I don't like double pivot bollocks and nonsense. It doesn't work for me. A straight 6 does. And there's not that many out there that can do it. And I agree with you guys. Sander Berge can do it, but Carlos Baleba can do it as a 6. And they're both left-footed, so they offer better balance. And that's what we're missing. I tend to agree with everybody on KB Manu. I've got no issues with that. He makes the game tick over. Now, I started out live as a holding CDM, and I like to crunch and tackle. I'd win the ball, and I'd deliver it 5 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards max. That's what I would do. But I'd always make myself available. So when you look at a good number 6, he's never static. He moves, but he doesn't run. He doesn't jog. He just
you're not meant to. You're not meant to. It's your positioning. Your position is the most important part, and that's why I like Santos as well.
And that's the key element. And you walk into position, and that's why Rodri's is very, very best at what he does, because he never runs hardly, and you know when to step and you know when to stay, and that's it. That's where a great 6 plays.
I've just clocked the background. That's a wicked background.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it, that one? Yeah.
Anglo-Saxons versus the Vikings. We'll show them who can conquer who this time out. Sorry, Jarvis, but it's not going to end pretty for you. But
well, we'll see. We'll see.
And Berge offers that. We know that, and Baleba offers it when he's on his game. He's not been on his game for 3/4 of the season, so we know all that. Anyway, but that's the type of play. But don't discount Santos. Don't discount him. You need to look at him first before you discount him, because he's got absolute bags of energy, and he plays in the hybrid 8, which Jarvis thinks that Carrick wants to play. I want to move away from that. I think we don't have 2 centre halves that can cope with a hybrid system, apart from Martinez. Martinez was great, but when you look at some of the types of players that we've come across in the World Cup, and there've been some really good 6s who've gone completely under the radar. Berge is one. Leao from Mexico is another. If you watch the way that he played, he was absolutely brilliant with his tippy-tappy, walking movement. He was a great 6 last night for Mexico. There are one or two gems out there that can really play the 6, but Carrick's got to make up his mind what he wants. I also agree. Once we move Bruno Fernandes on, where do you go from there? Where are we going to find the creativity that Bruno has got? Now, Santos can't offer you that creativity. He can't, but he can give you an all-action type of game. He's that good in terms of his possession and the way that he plays at it. And he's 22 years old, by the way. He's a tiddler. His downfall is he hasn't got the Premier League quality we need. Sander Berge can come in, do that, and then I agree with Cass, because I mentioned Kone earlier, didn't I? Manu Kone. I mentioned him. So those would be an ideal pair.
The only reason I can't see us signing Sander Berge is because of his resale value, and we know the ambitions of the clubs. They stand hard on their ambitions, and it's all about resale value. Player coming in on their first and second contract, and we are going to get a wage gap or wage cap. That's the name. So again, I don't know, Mark. Do you know anything about Santos, or is it anyone else you would bring in? We have been linked only slightly to Sangare of RC Lens. He's also a player I've been raving about for a long time. But who could you see come in as the hybrid 8 or the single 6? I don't know.
Well, the main fact is we ain't got a bloody clue how Michael Carrick's going to play. That's it. So we don't know what kind of holding midfielder he actually does. What Stu's spot on, a single 6 who just sits in between the 2 centre backs, or the centre back and the full back, depending where the angle he needs to cover that space off. Like you say, just walk from side to side. That sounds great, doesn't it? That's what we all expect. That's the Roy Keane. That's your Sander Berge. That's, for me, it's Sander Berge, Tchouaméni, or Adam Walton. That's who I'd take. And Wharton's a different cast, but he works well with Manu. Has done all his youth career. Yeah, so you've got to look at the bigger picture. All I ever hear is everyone naming 2 midfielders to come in, but you want Kobe Manu to play. So who's coming in? Do you see what I mean? We always know someone to come in with alongside that guy. So if we did Kone and Sander Berge, Mainu's out the team.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
It's all about how you want to play. Our biggest problem, we've said it a lot, is we have Bruno Fernandes, and he's the superstar. He will win us games, but he also makes our midfield unbalanced. So you can have a 6 and an 8, but ideally, the way Carrick wants to play, he wants a 6 and 2 8s. He doesn't want a 10. That's why he wants to play the high and wide wingers.
Yeah, that's how I would play.
You could go Sangari, you could go Kone, you could go any which number of ways. But I'd like us to just table a bid for someone that we actually want that's a number one choice. That's all I keep hearing.
Speaking of bids, I just want to bring up this. I know it's a dodgy source, but it's quite funny in the Kalia news coming in with an exclusive. It's a bomba. He was clickbaiting it for 11 p.m. So saying exclusive, we understand a £70 million bid was submitted for Tchouaméni this afternoon from an English club, and we believe this club to be Man United, and Real Madrid is expected to reject the bid. So I don't know how truthful this is, but sometimes in the Kalia is right. I know you have your theories on this guy Cass, and he might be a journo under a pseudonym or whatever. So
I don't know. Like last year, I thought Ben Jacobs was wicked. This year, I think Ben Jacobs is shit. Just to keep it as respectful as possible as a journalist. Same with Indy. To be fair, he seems he's got a scoop on a couple things, but I just don't think that's the case, because that would have. You're telling me he got the scoop before someone like David Ornstein? Yeah, I doubt that. That's too big. That's too big for David Ornstein not to put out first before anybody. So I don't think that would be the case. And if we're going off reports like Fabrizio Romano, which he's a recycler, he recycles the same news of the last 4 weeks. Like today, he recycled the same news. But it goes to show United do want Tchouaméni, which is the best part about it. I'll waiting for him. I think. What's your name? Sorry,
Mark.
Mark, you said something earlier about the Amazon Prime thing. Thank you for that, because now I'm going to run my agenda even further for future videos. That's just got me gassed a little bit, because that's true. How can you do a documentary and you don't get nobody in? Impossible. It's impossible. Yeah, I'm gonna go off what Andy Mitten and the rest of them said. Right, let's talk about United only go.
Is
Cass breaking up on a cliffhanger?
Okay. We'll let Cass finish when he comes back. But again, in the Kalia coming in and saying it's 70 million bids. Are you back? I
lagged.
Yep.
Great cliffhanger, Cass.
Glazers are doing their best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit, he's onto something. Shut him down.
Yeah, dickheads. But yeah, they said we won't be encouraged unless they're willing to sell. But then he said Mourinho ain't going to talk to Tchouaméni until after the World Cup. So which one is it? I don't understand. And then I'm looking at the whole thing. Apparently the tone coming from, this is what was said on Talk of the Devils. So this is why I feel like United have got some encouragement. The tone coming from Spain is starting to change incrementally about Tchouaméni, whatever incrementally means. I'm not that great at English. I've got a B. I've got a B in English and language and literature, not an A. Then he says Mitten goes basically saying that Tchouaméni's happy at Real Madrid, but if Real Madrid are willing to sell, he's happy to play for Man United. And I feel like we'd be the only destination. Yeah, he can't. That means no one's actually spoken to him. No one's actually given him an indication about his future. And maybe if you don't need to give an indication about his future if he's already happy and Real Madrid don't want to sell him or open to selling him is a bit of a different situation. So I don't know, man. Clearly, is it United chasing shadows again? Because they've already done it with 2 players for quite a while that we didn't get.
Yeah, I think that's the main question. That I was going to ask Mark the same thing. Are we chasing shadows right now on Tchouaméni? Should we just go for the guys who want to come to Man United and not chasing players like Tchouaméni? Because we have been burned so many times when it comes to Real Madrid players, and a lot of these guys, and also Barcelona players. We thought Frankie de Jong was a done deal at the time, but we ended up buying Casemiro. So yeah.
It's the same every year. It doesn't matter. Like you just said, Frankie de Jong. Who was the other Dutch midfielder that we were linked with for years and years and years?
Schneider.
De Jong.
Yeah, Wesley Schneider. And like, there's always someone, isn't there? And the fact is, United are so fucking arrogant in the way they approach a deal. Like, well, that's what you're getting, mate. You take it or leave it. And it's like, okay, you've insulted the club, you've insulted the player. They ain't coming to you. And we do it all the time. Go in with a proper deal that says, I want you, like the good old days. You pay a little bit extra. Man United always used to pay extra, right? We used to waste cash left, right, and centre, but buy the best players. We went over the top. You're our player. We want you. Come here. Real Madrid, you used to force hand in a transfer request. If you want to come to us, hand in the transfer request. You know, there was ways of doing it. But now it's all agents and shit like that. And I hate it. You don't know whether you're coming or going, what's real, what's not. Even the Edison deal sounds like it's a 50-50 right now. And going back on that, Edison and Santos are very similar players.
I disagree.
I think
high energy, retention, pressing. Santos will sit a bit deeper than Edison. But, you know, if you want to go with those two, that could be a feisty little midfield. But very short.
I find Edison's got way more legs than Santos. Way more legs. Like, he's a different player.
That's what we were saying. We're not seeing it. I thought Santos could get around the pitch.
I'm going to disagree. I don't think he can get around the pitch as much as the next player. I actually have reservations about his whole I think he's got enough mobility. I think the best part about him, he just knows where to be on the pitch to intercept the ball.
So he doesn't have to move.
You don't have to move. Like, I think he didn't get as much game time because Caicedo's Caicedo. He just can't move or be as agile as Caicedo. But one thing I like about Santos more than most players, I just want players that pass the ball forward. Because if there's one thing I know about Bruno Fernandes, if he don't get the ball, he's coming back deep to go and get it. And I hate it. Can't stand it when Bruno Fernandes does that. I want you on the other end where you score the goals and stop coming to collect the ball. I think Santos is actually a good pickup. But that's if you want to go for the youth way. I think if we lose at this still on Edison all of a sudden, I'm going to go mental. I'm one of the few Man United fans that love that guy. Because all of a sudden, because of his hype, one of them is, I got told on a group chat yesterday, because the hype's died, I have an opinion on him to say that he must not be as good. I'm like, but you don't watch him, so your opinion's invalid, right? It's like, no, my opinion might just be wrong, but I can still have an opinion. I say, yeah, but your opinion stinks because you've got no base or evidence to suggest that Edison is a good or bad player. You know, someone on the Twitter decided to say it's Agate 2.0, and because of our PTSDs, all of a sudden he's Agate 2.0. I'm like, you don't ever watch this guy, because I'm like, you just got a back-to-back relegation for Fernandes, so all of a sudden he must be a crap player as well then, because that's how it works. Atalanta just lost Gasperini, and they lost a bunch of their great players. And Edison, funny enough, just had his best individual season at Atalanta, all-round game. But no one wants to talk about it. I wanted him
4 years ago when he had a 35 million buyout clause. But
it's like, you go, where else are you going to find a super athletic player that can cover a lot of ground? There's a big game player, by the way. I can name you all the big games, whether it's in Champs or even in Serie A, where he absolutely performed. But no one wants to talk about that part. You know, it's okay for Tonali to be a great player that came from Serie A, but anyone else that comes from Serie A is absolute crap all of a sudden. You know, makes no sense. So yeah, I think people just talk out their ass and don't actually have a subject opinion because he's not the name that really screams, you know, flashing lights. You know, I think you're not going to get another one. Well, how much did he cost? 34 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, go find. Tell me now in this market where you get another 34 million signed. Don't say Manu Kone because that guy's 50 million. So I'll wait.
Probably 16 Manu.
Well, it's all the young gambles, isn't it? But that's what they want. That's what worries me. That's what they want. So that's why when you're hearing Tchouaméni, it's starting to sound like the same deals from like 2-3 years where we hear the top level ones chasing him, and it's fallen off. Then plan B's gone, plan C's gone, plan D's gone, and you're like, oh, shit, we've got the bottom of the barrel. But at least they wanted to play for Man United.
I've got a really good question, right? Because if you get Tchouaméni for the amount that he's probably going to get, let's just say hypothetically, we go and get him 90 million, 95 million, 100 million, whatever, big wages, excuse me. That probably forces the Rashford sell a little bit more. for lower price as well. I reckon. You know, PSR, it's all cushy. You already got Ederson through the door. Who's the actual third midfielder? Because I like profiles, and I can only think of some. It's actually funny enough. Someone just had it in their bit there. Who's actually going to be the third one? Because he ain't going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I've always said it needs to be high profile, 100, a 50, and like you say, you've already got Ederson through, so it's like 250s and 100. Because at the end of the day, you spend 100 million, it's only 20 million for that season. So who comes
in for Kobe Minu? This is now where the profile gets specific, and I think Alex Scott might be the only profile that I can think of currently. But Ederson can't do what Kobe Minu does. Neither can Tchouaméni, right?
I'd want Walton.
I'd love that, but that's definitely not happening, is it? They're going to want 100 million now. Remember that whole verbal agreement to a Premier League club, Ben Jacobs? Bullshit. Not happening, is it? They're going to want an arm and a leg. So it's kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one name I like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's going on pre-season, funny enough, and I think he's going to absolutely ball out for me.
Thwaites.
Oh, come on, exactly.
Yeah,
I like Thwaites. Now, if you don't want to go Thwaites yet, how about go get Angelo Steeler? We don't have that profile in our team.
Yeah, but didn't they buy out his buyout clause or whatever? You know, something changed in his valuation, so we have to pay up.
If you double it, it's going to go to 50 million.
Steeler. Oh no, he's 70.
You just said the price. No, we want that 100 million, that 40, 50 million. I mean, Christopher Bell loves him. We ain't got a playmaker.
Well, this is the problem. Can I just say this is the biggest problem for Vel? It doesn't matter who the fuck he likes because Wilcox don't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's the one screwing over all the deals. He is not a director of football. He's not even a technical director, and we're giving him the keys to the city, and it's harming us. Facts. Like he's a Man City fan, ex-Leeds, and I can't say anything else for him.
Nah, Steeler's not lightweight. His physicality his physicality is super improved this year.
What profile is Steeler? How would you?
Vitinha.
Ball carrier.
Okay.
He's not a ball carrier, don't get me wrong, but if you've got Ederson next to a Steeler, that works. So he can actually mix and match a lot of these profiles. It doesn't always have to be Bruno Fernandes in the side. Has anyone thought, oh, you know what I'm going to do this game? I'm going to have Kobe Steeler, if this is just hypothetically, and I'm going to put Tchouaméni in the anchor. Doesn't always have to be Bruno. There has to be we have to find a way to play without Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
If you rely on him too much, then you get exposed too much. And then that's when Carrick's whole system is a flaw and it looks like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah. And we can even play with Bruno in a false nine in games where we need to sit a little bit deeper.
Well, that's why I like Tchouaméni and Walton as I know hypothetical, but
deep.
Then you're not relying on Bruno to create. Walton can create. Tchouaméni can create as well, and we become less predictable, and that makes us more dangerous on the attack.
It's 200 million, though, isn't it? 200 million.
We've got it. We've got 100 million from Amazon, 100 million from Champions League. We've not even touched our bank.
The trouble for me with Walton is he's
Amazon ain't gave us 100 million, have they?
So the highest ranking deal ever was around 50, 60 million. And the statement that came out, it's the biggest deal for a sports franchise ever.
Wow.
And they're saying it could be higher than that. Now, the original ones were 10 million for Arsenal, 10 million for City. But the Tottenham one was higher because Levy done the deal. No surprise there. But the American football ones, I think, were around 40 million.
$60 million.
So it keeps going up. And Man United's got a gift that keeps giving, right?
Well, that just
They've got
sounds
1
like
something billion registered fans around the world who are going to get an Amazon account to do it. You've got your money back on the first episode.
That sounds like 2027. Luke Shaw goes and then, Lewis Hall comes in. That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't see us getting it done by 2027. It'll take a year to edit. It takes for fucking ever to edit these things.
It's edited constantly, isn't it?
But if they've got their footage, then surely they pay out the money. That's how it should work.
No, pay out the money, yeah, but you've got to stitch it, and you've got it. It's really complicated editing, really complicated. It won't. It might be late 2027 before we see anything, I would say.
Well, I could probably tell you just by like later. Just go look at the TV, see when the date of the Man City one, the date of the Spurs one come out, and what season it covered. So, but yeah, it's one season behind. That's a fact because you want to get to the end of the Champions League, hold up the trophy, going Champions League champions. We've done the treble again, and then it comes out at the start of the following season.
Show it, can you? Can't show Champions League.
No, they do it. They can. They do it in the changing room. They show the changing room footage.
They can show the changing room, but you can't show footage.
You can't show the matches.
No.
Oh, they can because Amazon's now got Champions League footage.
Oh yeah, shit, they do, innit? A lot more. A lot more,
haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is what I mean. It's a gift that keeps giving.
That's probably why they're probably willing to put a lot of money to Man United because they got that footage that would be like, oh my god, this will make it even bigger.
Yeah. Right. There's another one. I can go through some of the stuff I went through on my show. Training kit got released with
Biggest
no sponsor, but yet Betway is still in negotiations with Man United to be the training kit sponsor. But they needed it out. Why? Because the camera crews are fucking in. So they need them in their training kit. They're already filming them.
Man United want more.
Man United are probably going to go, well, now we've got the Amazon deal announced. We want a little bit more. I think they're going for 18 million and the last one was 23 million. So they want to bring it back up square to that. But if you have Betway, all the youngsters can't wear it when they step up to the England training. Up to the first team to train. Been doing too much England content. So when they step up, they can't wear a betting logo on them. So you're going to have shit footage. So it's a bad deal, really, but it's Man United all over.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got a shirt sleeve to announce. They've got the special European kits, which haven't been announced yet, but it's a Newton Heath kit, which is going to be ironic with the Glazers still in there. So, yeah, there's a lot coming, and all of that's going to be on Amazon.
We forget one thing as well. Isn't it this year where the Glazers and INEOS decide, like with Ratcliffe, if he's going on, if he gets to buy their shares or not? Or they kick him out?
Well, he's lost half his personal wealth at the moment, so that ain't happening. And they know that was their best luck of getting some money.
So that means we're going to get some potential new investors. Oh, shit.
Potentially.
This could go down left. This could go very left.
If Amazon isn't one of the investors for the ground.
You know
what Stu came up with a few weeks back, that they might end up that they're filming season 2 of All or Nothing with the building of the stadium.
Yeah, but don't forget, Sir Jim's got something like 30 billion worth of assets in INEOS.
Yeah, that's why he's desperately trying to sell Nice, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very rich guy. Yeah, very rich guy.
He's very rich, but his personal wealth in Forbes has dropped by almost 50%.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, does it? Because you're talking about cash there. You're not talking about assets.
It's not assets. So it's hard to tell. He could have put it into assets.
Yeah, asset-wise, he's.
And to be fair, if he needed to do something to go and buy, he's a billionaire. They're smart. They'll get money.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. If he doesn't, 8 billion, you don't know what I got stored in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, exactly. If he doesn't, to be fair, if he doesn't get more, then he ain't going to earn more from Man United, is he?
That's right.
He's not going to earn what he probably thinks is this is what's going to build my wealth back up and run it stable. I think he's got no choice but to buy out these shares. And if United are doing well, Glazers, if it's like at a certain dollar per share, they're going to want their money. A lot of them already went out.
I remember when he came in, Stu, you spoke about how he would be in for like 2-3 years, double his money and quit. Well, at the moment, he's got to be running at a permanent loss because
he'll be running at loss at the minute. Yeah, he'll be running at loss at the minute.
He's got to die soon as well, unfortunately, like as we all will in our lives. He ain't exactly getting any younger. This is his legacy. He's in his
70s, isn't he?
I don't think he's a very fit guy if he's doing up marathons, but I mean,
the marathon,
like obviously it's unfortunate to mention
the stadium is his legacy. It will be Jim Ratcliffe Stadium.
I don't think money. I don't think he cares about his money as much as probably the next. I think when you get older, I think your kids have got enough. They've probably got businesses anyways.
Yeah, I think when he worth 20 odd billion, which is what he was worth when he took over, he didn't give a fuck about money. It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Well, he could lose a billion quid. Probably wouldn't even know he'd lost it.
I'll promise you now, AK, all these billionaires that own clubs only care about themselves. They don't actually care about fans. Like that's why ticket prices goes up in every single club, and season ticket holders are now vanishing little by little.
We're going to be one of them. We'll probably give up our 2 years. We'll probably give up the ticket.
It's happening to City as well.
Yeah, we'll probably give it up 32 years this year. Tickets are going up. 66 is no longer 66. It's going to be 86. Cat A's are going to be over 100. It's going to be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Thank you to Fulham.
Yeah, we've got. They've relayed the pitch for the first time in 14 years. That's going to cost.
Are you lot for or more against INEOS, or are you still waiting to have a?
No,
waiting to have an opinion.
I'm waiting to have an opinion. Still, I'm waiting to have an informed opinion because I think the frustration that we've got at the minute in terms of where we are in terms of player recruitment, in terms of that type of thing. Like I said earlier, we got one fucking midfielder turned up for pre-season training, senior, and the rest are all youth, which is ridiculous. We have a friendly in 2 weeks' time.
Oh. Yeah, well, we've got Bruno coming back. We've got Cunha back. We've got Ahmad already back. Who else have we got back?
Kone back.
Yeah, but they're not.
I'd love to see what he's about. I'd love to see what he's actually about, because if he's the profile we mentioned in like a Steeler, a little bit different because he ain't got the long ping like him, but he's meant to be that low center gravity player. He's meant to be aggressive.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he does, but we're not going to have those for 3 weeks because of holidays and stuff of that nature. But financially, we're on a much better financial footing, and that's the truth of the fact. We're on a better financial footing than what we were. We're still refinancing debt, but any business the size of Man United will refinance debt anyway. It just happens. It's life. Debt's a part of it. I know it's not great.
If you can live in debt, you're doing well.
And we can. But United can furnish it. The problem is we can furnish the debt, and that's the issue. And I don't think a lot of people like that side of it because when the Glazers took over, we were debt free. We don't like that we're in debt, but it's a business. The $2 billion stadium, if it ever happens, will be funded separately. So that'll be funded by the holding company rather than the club itself. So all Barada is looking at and all that Wilcox is looking at is putting a structure in place that we've never had. And I think that's the biggest issue. We haven't had a structure since David Gill. We haven't had a proper structure of buying players, selling players, wages and all of that. And now we're getting the structure. We don't all like it. I don't particularly like it. I hate it because nobody else operates in that structure. And Man City are the biggest piss takers in, world football at the minute, aren't they? But when you look at what Tottenham are doing, one of the things that De Zerbi would have said before he went in, he said, right, I'll take the job, but I want this, and this. And you've got to fucking deliver it because he's that type of manager. I think the problem we've got, Carrick, bless him, we won't know how good he is until the end of the season. So that's the first thing. We won't know this. But I think he's weak. I think he's a weak manager. I think he's weak-minded. And we need somebody that's got a bit of balls. And Amrin had a bit of balls and they didn't like it. Players didn't like it. They were starting to get fucking upset. Free Kobe this, free fucking Denzel that, or whoever, and I don't like that. Garnacho, so we did get rid of some problematic players, but we can't allow players to walk all over us as a football club anymore. We can't do it. We've got to stop. I mean, Cash, you're old enough to know, aren't you? That back in, and I'm bringing Fergie up. I'm just using it.
He's the problem why we're in this mess.
Yeah, but you're old enough to know that when it came to certain players, if you didn't want them, they fucked them off. You're gone. Fuck off. Don't care who you are, what your reputation is. I've accepted 10 million quid for you. I don't want to go. Tough. You've gone. We've got to get back to that. We've got to stop agents fucking bullying us, which is what they're doing potentially. If what we hear is true, we're not allowing agents to bully us. We're not allowing players to turn around and say, I want 300 grand a week. Well, you're not having it, so piss off. I don't care. So that's the side I like about it, Cass. And your question's a good question because it divides opinion. It really does divide opinion. The Glazer side of it, can't be doing with it. Somebody joked the other day that we're not going to get Tchouaméni because Darcy Glazer needs a new pair of tits, that type of thing. And that's the right thing about it. That's how we see them. But I think whether you like Jim or not, he's a serious businessman. And Cash, you're right. You don't get to be a self-made billionaire. Him and his brother have founded INEOS and have grown INEOS to a 70 billion euro company. They're fucking huge. Too big to fail in modern day.
Did you say Carrick's weak-minded?
I think he's weak-minded. Yeah, I do. I think he's weak-minded. I think he's. Let me explain. I think he's more of a. I'll put my arm around you rather than fucking put a rocket up you. And I think that a lot of these players have needed the rocket. So I could be proven wrong, Cass. At the end, we've got to. You know, the only way I can't be proven wrong is we finish second and win a cup.
Wouldn't you say Carrick is a bit more poker face though? I don't think he gives off what. I don't think that's probably the best way to go is poker face. I don't think he gives off emotion, but I don't think I think he comes across like he's like that. I reckon behind closed doors he's a different person. I just don't think he wants to show it on camera. He does what Fergie tries, but he's kind of like Fergie. That's why he's actually, funny enough, one of the actual players that are kind of closer to Fergie than the majority of them is that he doesn't show off emotion, and then behind closed doors, that's it. I can't imagine him getting us to where we got without putting a rocket at some of them boys' asses. I mean, he pretty much told Igor and his dad, "You can fuck off."
Yeah, which is good.
Well, Wayne Rooney spoke about Carrick, who obviously, when he got the job, they're on bloody holiday together. So I think we can take what Rooney says about him quite well, yeah. And he basically said he's the kind of guy you don't piss off.
He's got that look about him
because he will come for you, sort of thing. He's got that sort of, you know, northeastern sort of grit thing. Like I'm fine, everything's cool, but you pissed me off, and now we're going to deal with it. Now that's the way Carrick is.
Yeah,
but the problem is he came in to steady a ship, and by steadying the ship, you put an arm around people's shoulders. Now he's got to make the decisions, bring in the transfers. So he got Mainu playing, but he might bring in two midfielders that sees Mainu out of the team. He got Bruno scoring all these chances, but he might go, Bruno, you're fucking everywhere. I can't trust you.
He just built Mainu, to be fair. I mean, Mainu covered the most distance out of all of our players on the pitch, did he not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But apparently, what I mean is by putting the arm around the shoulder.
Probably.
Do you see what I mean? By bigging him up. But now you've got to not, but you've got the job full time. So you've got to have that nasty side as well.
But we're all footballers. I didn't need an arm around me.
I did sometimes.
I used to love it. I used to couldn't wait to get out on the pitch. I still can't now. I can't wait, you know, to get out.
So what are you like if they brought in someone and you weren't playing?
Who, me? Yeah. I'd make sure I was fucking playing.
But you can't. Manager don't want you. He don't want you.
Yes, you can. I'd make sure.
The thing is, you can't
get out there and play.
But how you work and in your era is completely different to modern era.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
it's completely like for me. I'd say I'm a little bit more like Rooney. Like I remember the way Ferguson used to describe how I used to manage him. If you criticize me, I will go on the pitch angry and I perform better. Yeah. And then afterwards, if you don't recognize me after like quite a few times, you're gonna set me off. I'm gonna get really pissed off, and then I'm gonna come for your throat and then embarrass you in front of the whole change room, and then you can drop me all you want. So I'll find another team tomorrow.
Well, that's it. Rooney was the only player who came for him and went, "Who the fuck are you signing?" That's what the whole contract thing was over. I've heard Rio, I've heard many of our ex saying, like, can't believe you fucking did that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't do that to Fergie. He's like, why am I going to sign a contract if I don't know who else is coming? Do we not think that of Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, I think he's doing that this summer.
Yeah, probably.
I think he's like,
all of this adds up. And like I say, it all comes under a microscope, or should I say, Amazon's TV cameras.
Yeah, true. You better behave.
but all of this, talk of Carrick comes on one premises that he has the same power within the club as Fergie did, and obviously, clearly, he doesn't have the same backing. You know, we know the structure, and the structure is signing their own players. Carrick is just the head coach at the moment, so again. It's a tough one, and we've seen the Spurs player coming in, and they talk about this Serbia and his project, his plan with all of this. So do Carrick has the same pull as let's say a manager as De Zerbi or Iraola or Alonso at Chelsea? You know, will this be a stumbling block for us in this summer transfer window because of the manager's aura and pull?
That's an interesting one. You said Alonso. Alonso's an interesting one, Jarvis. Why has Alonso got any pull over Carrick?
Because he won.
Well, yes. Yeah.
I mean,
he built one team, but he built that team, didn't he? Isn't that what Carrick could do right now? That's the point I'm trying to say. He's in the same boat, right?
Didn't Carrick have a conversation with Edison as well to say don't go to, because he had a few more offers he had a few other offers.
Supposedly, yeah, he supposedly.
But I'm not being funny, Jarvis. I think De Zerbi's very charismatic, and I think that does help. I think you're right to even question that part. But the thing is, you don't have to be charismatic when you got 250 grand sitting on your lap from Mendes.
Oh.
Yeah, you can sing in my ear all you want. You can lick my ear. You just got me 250 grand a week, mate. I'll listen to all you want. I'll gas it up on TV. I'll do all the nice fancy shit with James Maddison as well, captain of the club. Captain, by the way, he's injured all the flipping time. But yeah, you can do whatever you want.
By the way, guys, there's not many news when it comes to Man United tonight. It's mainly on the Tchouaméni, a little bit about Santos, but I have a theory, and I just want to share this with you guys because there was a report coming out tonight. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Alex Crook, semi-reliable, but again, it's on this one. I think it's straightforward, saying Callum Wilson to Brentford on a free to a medical, and also we have Graham Bailey coming in saying the same. Callum Wilson is staying in the Premier League. Source confirms to Team Talk that he has agreed a 1-year deal to join Brentford after leaving West Ham. So again, we see Brentford signing a striker, and we know we have been linked to Igor Thiago, the Brentford striker. Could we see Man United coming in for Igor Thiago now that Brentford have settled themselves and signed a striker, so at least they have a backup? Could we see this deal moving forward now?
They do not have a backup. Wilson must have played 5 games last season. He was constantly out injured.
It'll be Thiago and Wilson. Wilson will be
How about this? Thiago is...
That'll be it.
He's a false footballer.
Yeah, we won't be getting him.
He's crap. I'm sorry, he's crap. Like, no, you know what? He's good at the level he's at. He goes any further up, he's finished.
Yeah, but 23 goals, wasn't it? Or 21 goals in the Premier League last season. That's decent.
I think that's because of the forward space Brentford are allowed in the Premier League. Don't get wrong, that's amazing for him, but he's not the one. He's not the one.
He's a good finisher. Yeah, I agree with that.
He's given more space to finish. Sure, we've spoken about this a lot.
Yeah,
low block against a thingy. You got space. You got time to get on the ball. But it away for Brentford. You're not going to have that for Man United.
Callum Wilson's your backup striker. He's just your backup striker.
He's there to keep the flipping medical department a bit of company when they're bored.
Yeah.
So that's good for Callum Wilson.
Podcast in London, isn't he?
Yeah, with Antonio.
Yeah.
I think that's a horrible transfer.
So you can't see us going in for Igor Thiago now, even though we have been linked from, and we know we need a forward, preferably a backup striker for Sesko.
Do we though?
This one. It's Ivan Toney.
Well, according to the reports, the reports came out 3 midfielders, backup striker, left winger, and maybe a left back.
I don't think we're going to get a striker. If we're going to get anyone, it will be someone young and upcoming again. There's no experience on the market that I can think of anyways. I'm not being funny. How much money are you going to allocate for that position? Do we need a striker? If you're looking for a left winger or whatever you may need, what about Cunha? You got Cunha and Bumo who can also play there. There are 3 different strikers available. What more do you need? That's the way I look at it.
And Chuck Rashford in the mix. If you're desperate.
You'd have to pay 80 million for Thiago anyway. 23 Premier League gold. You'd have to pay
the positions Man United need. We need a left back because Shaw will be injured this season because he wasn't last season.
Robinson incoming.
We need a centre back because De Ligt won't make it back, and even if he does, it'll be the
back
second
in training.
half of the season.
Funny enough.
Yeah, I think he was back in training. Yeah,
like actually with everyone else, apparently he's actually back already.
I did hear that.
Yeah, that's right.
He said he might never play again. And he's already back in training.
No, they said he'll be back for the first portion of the season. It's going to take him a long time to get fit.
He won't be back.
Yeah, so we're still looking after Christmas, right? And we've got Martinez, who loves an injury. We've got Maguire, who, as much as we all love him and he's slabhead, is likely to get injured, leaving us 2 youngsters. So we need another centre back. So yeah, as much as I want experience, so Sesko actually has someone to learn off up front. It's not the highest priority, is it? Because you've got people, Cunha, Sesko, and Bumo, who you can play up front. Bruno's a false 9. You can make it work.
Who's the centre back?
Well, I really wanted the kid who went to Tottenham again from Bournemouth on the free. That would have made sense for me.
Senesi.
Just as because he was on a free.
See, I thought we would try to push our luck for Lacroix, but now apparently Crystal Palace are wanting a bit of a bomb for him. So, but when I say that, probably like 50, 60 million.
Yeah.
New manager, and he wants players in. So if I lose a player, I want money for that player.
We're not getting a centre back this summer.
Yeah. I'd have gone
I could see us getting 3 centre mids, a left back or a left winger, and I think that's it. I'm not even joking. I think it's going to be 4 signs again, and it's not good enough.
Well, that was my figure. I said 4 signings, but I don't think it's going to be.
They're going to say Rashford. They're probably going to say Rashford. If he doesn't leave, that's a brand new signing.
Yeah, we'll keep
centre back. I would be. I wonder what the data department comes out with that one, because honestly, he's going to be an unknown person. I don't see anybody else. I like Heaven, anyways. I like Heaven a lot.
Fulham. I like Evan. I like Evan, but I'll get Anderson in from Fulham. Perfect for us.
Here, Cass, this is one for you then, because I've said it to these boys before. I would loan out Lenny Euro so he gets a full season.
Yeah, I would as well. I think he needs it. He desperately needs it. Unless you're going to say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick Lenny Euro with Aiden Heaven, and that's going to be our main pairing, and we're going to have to go about it. But then, is that going to get you top 4 this year? Maybe.
Is it going to keep you Martinez and Harry Maguire coming
in? I think Harry Maguire's. It makes because the partners don't make sense whatsoever. They actually suck when you think about it. Like Martinez don't suit Maguire; they're too slow. Aiden Heaven don't suit Euro just because of the age factor. Lenny Euro Maguire makes a lot more sense for me. You got 2 tall centre backs. One is very good on the ball, anyways. As much as I like Martinez, the guy's slow, and I don't want him in the team. To be fair, I like partnerships. Aiden Heaven's got the for me, he can dribble. You don't need to look at your centre back to be creating you your chances anymore. Look at your central midfielders that you just bought, or your wingers that you just bought. How about
how about a bad pass with the ball either?
Yeah. How about getting some fullbacks up the pitch a little bit more than less? So that's my only reservation about Martinez. And then you look at Martinez and someone like Lenny Euro, and you think, that definitely don't work, because then in the air you both suck. Like but you're not great.
Evan and Maguire. That's our best centre back there.
So I would play Euro as right back. He'd be a much better right back than centre half. But he's got to want to play right back. He's got to want to learn that trait. Euro. He's got to want to learn that. God forbid. It'd be ideal at right back. Really would.
No, he'd be the next West Brom.
I don't think he can track a runner, Stu. That's the thing I'm worried about.
I was there in person, when I saw him against Sulemana when he was playing, obviously, at the wide centre back. And that's basically right back, if you want to call it. He got absolutely.
We were playing about 3, weren't we, at the time?
That's basically right back. He's not better than Mazraoui, and he's definitely not better than Delo.
He's not better than Mazraoui or Delo, but what he could do, he could adapt to be a right back. If I'm Euro, I ain't going out on loan. I'm looking at making myself useful to the team, and this is a problem on modern day football.
Get some strength, man.
They don't allow them. They don't allow themselves to specialise in 2 positions. Will specialise in 1 position. Well, if you're not going to play, what are you going to do? You've got to specialise in 2. And if I'm Euro, I'm looking at it. How can I learn to be a right back? I ain't going to play centre back, and I've got to go out on loan. And when I come back, I'm going to be sitting on the bench again. I've got to make myself useful.
I've got a great idea. This is how I think for me. Yeah, I think in Premier League games, you've got to go with Maguire and Heaven. I think it's too physical for it not to happen. But I think in Champions League, you can play Euro, and you can play Martinez or a Heaven as well, again, if you need it. That's where it does work, because you're afforded more time and more space. I think Euro can be an aggressive player, but he needs to bulk up, which he has been doing. He's been putting a lot of work. Harry Amas has been putting a lot of work. We'll see. I've got no issue with his ball playing ability. My thing is how weak are you this year? So if you can provide some strength, that might be the left back that Carrick would like, because he's that overlapping fullback that's meant to be going further forward. Meant to be, remember, keyword. I think we've got so many games now. Carrick's got a lot to play with. I think a lot of these players can get a lot of game time, and they don't have to be frustrated that they're not getting games. You don't need to play the same partnerships in Champions League as you do Premier League for me. I think Maguire.
Do you think Carrick will be forced to get Leon in the squad?
I think Leon has got an awful touch, and he's not going to make it.
Oh, I agree. I've seen him play enough in the 21s and that.
I've seen enough Paraguayans play football.
What, recently?
Loved it. Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
But I want Kokonki. I want like
he's
that whole youth left-hand side getting chances this year. Like they're good enough.
Have you not seen the Kokonki stuff? Apparently they're open to sell him.
Yeah, really mental.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At the start of the window, they're looking at players like Kokonki and the rest of it. Not everyone can make it United, unfortunately, and we need to start selling them.
But there's nothing wrong with it if you just slap on a sell-on clause. That's okay.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing that pissed me off is the fact we pulled out of all the cup competitions that those players can play in. We have enough youth players to rotate through the Champions, the under-19s Champions League or whatever it is, and still playing the EFL Trophy or whatever they're bloody called, Papa John's, Bristol Motors, whatever it's going to be called this year.
We don't experiment enough with these players. These youth players don't experiment enough. So
no, they don't.
We move him on. When he goes to another club, he gets moved on again. He gets moved on again. Some of the best footballers, average footballers, can play in 3 or 4 positions. Nunes from Wolves, brilliant midfielder. Everybody loved him. Plays at right back for City. Not the best right back, but he gets in. Szoboszlai, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, spent 7 to 8 games at right back this year. There are players out there who've got the balls to want to play football. This is what pisses me off with our current squad. We don't have the balls in our team to want to play football. I'm a centre half. I'm a centre midfielder. I'm a left winger. I'm a fucking striker. That's it. That's all I'm going to play.
I've got one more question. So this is where the complication just comes back. So it kind of contradicts everything I said about the Premier League. We want to play a higher line. How do you do that with Maguire or Martinez?
Well, that was my point. That's why we need a deep line 6. Because you're absolutely right. And I made this point a couple of weeks ago, Kaz, because people were talking about playing the hybrid 8. I said, you've got to run a 6 because if you run Maguire and Martinez, you can't play a high line because you get fucked. You can't play it out from the back either.
I love Maguire now, man. I'm sorry. Like I just love the guy. He's just Maguire at the armband is just he's cash, man.
Yeah,
he's
so
I hated him before. I absolutely hated him before.
We had a conversation about it last year, and I remember saying, I've been Maguire.
I think he's good for the youngers, man.
He's ideal. He's
ideal.
He
heaven speaks so massive of him. Like the way he's
absolutely right. Yeah, about partnerships at the centre. You're 100% right.
Could you, if you did get Tchouaméni, could you play 2 youngsters with Tchouaméni like Heaven and Euro? Do they get they will never get the nod together unless it's last resort. We know next season it's Martinez and Maguire. We don't even need to kid ourselves. We know that's the preferred partnership. He's going to go out ball playing centre backs as much as possible.
It should be Heaven plus for me. I think when Heaven came in, apart from 20 minutes against Chelsea, when he came back in, Heaven was outstanding at centre half for us. Absolutely outstanding. Now, an interesting thing about Yoro, when he came in and he was playing centre half, he started to demonstrate with the last 20 minutes, because he's only come on for 20 minutes, his ability, positional wise, tackling wise, bit of speed across the ground. But it's too little too late with Yoro. So he needs to decide, Yoro, what he wants out of his career. He's at a crossroads, Yoro is for me. So for me, it's Heaven, I think, by the way, Heaven and Maguire.
I forgot the Ligt. Sorry, I forgot the Ligt even existed. Yeah, the Ligt to Martinez, that's actually funny enough a good partnership. That's the only. But the Ligt is like is what
fragile.
I don't know how long he's going to take to get back, but there's a good 3-week period with when the first set of games are done, and I do wonder that might be the return time. But he might even turn up pre-season. He's not turning up for pre-season. No point.
Guys, we have a super chat. I just want to go through. Thank you, Alcoholy, coming in with the super chat, saying you really think Rash has a way back into this team. So yeah, let's go around the panel. What's your thoughts on Rashford?
Carrick understands him. That's that. I've said it. Do you not remember? I said before anything was even linked, Carrick, he had some of his best stuff under Ollie and Carrick. And that was my biggest fear. We can't sell him, but Barcelona wouldn't buy him. And this was before Gordon even went there. I mean, right now it's fucking. I'm being proven right. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, like we can't sell him. He's on massive wages. We want the money back for him. We're fucked. And if you don't sell him, you got to use him. You can't send him to a youth team and freeze him out. You're paying £325,000 a week. Stick him on the bench. You don't want to, but you've got to, haven't you? It's like
you've got to pay him for one.
Yeah.
You have to pay him. So I would, as I said last week and the week before, I'd take 15 million quid for him and get him gone.
I've changed my mind on it all.
That's what I'd do.
The fact is, we all know as soon as he fucks up, the fans will turn on him.
I think this is a different Rashford, though. I think Rashford's at an age. I think Rashford's at an age where he's maturing. Everyone has that bit where they just get old. They just get older. I think this World Cup.
Hansi Flick tied him up and beat the shit out of him.
I think the World Cup's doing him a world of good. Even just being around Tuchel, he's been humbled. Like he's in games, he's not in games, and I think that's got to be the case for United. You got Cunha, maybe Dorgu, or maybe a Rashford. I think Rashford would be very, very good for Champions League campaign. That's where he done his best work at Barcelona. I think we should keep him, and I'm going to explain why. I think between us fans and what we feel about Rashford, mainly a lot of us or before, is all the shenanigans that happened pre-INEOS, you could say, not during, right? Let's be real. I think if there's any manager currently that can get the best out of this man right now, it is definitely Carrick, right? And I'm going to say another part. The left winger market is got to be one of the worst markets I've ever seen in football in my entire life growing up. If you get rid of Rashford, what you're telling me, Somerville's the answer? The data team because they like him. I'm sorry, Somerville's average. Dorgu came back from an injury, got shifted away from wing back, got dropped, went into the Carrick side as a left winger in some games, and still submitted the same amount of goals. And I think he got more assists than Somerville, if I'm correct. Am I right about that? I might be wrong. Premier League.
Same assists. I think it's 2 goals, 2 assists for Dorgu.
I think he got 4 assists, I think, in the end. But it's just like I just don't look at Somerville and say, you're gonna change our future. You're gonna be the guy that's gonna his whole game is basically Rashford's game. It's the same thing. I wanted a winger that can actually cross a ball.
That would work.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, Somerville ain't crossing a ball.
No, that would work.
None of them are. Is he right-footed, Somerville, as he's out on the left?
Yeah.
I hate inverted. Stu hates inverted.
What about the Ismaili Sarr, the Crystal Palace forward?
The right winger.
Yeah, we have been linked to him. Yeah, well, he's versatile. He can play left, right.
He's like Leroy Sané. He's like Leroy Sané. As soon as Sané came off that left wing when he was less direct, he became a worse Sané for me.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think he's got the agility and the pizzazz to beat a player off the left. I think he's just more direct because he's that fast. He's like Antonio Valencia in that respect. I wouldn't want to see him on the left person.
I think we've got to look at midfield first before we do anything else.
Who's better than Rashford? Like right now, honestly, even the Rashford at half his best, who's actually better than him on the market?
I think he'll end up staying.
Finney is your benchmark at number 1, isn't it? So-called on paper. Whether you believe it or not, on paper, Vinicius Junior.
No, Vinicius Junior's he's definitely better than him. He provides a better all-round game. He's got pace that you can't. You just
Dorgu is better than Rashford at the moment. Just saying, because football has 4 phases. It's in possession, without possession, transition when you lose the ball, and transition when you win the ball. Rashford sucks when it comes to transition when we lose the ball. He can't operate in a Carrick system because we need players to work and track back as soon as we lose the ball. This is what we do. We go back into the 4-4-2, sit compact. That won't work with Rashford. That was one of all his biggest problems when we had the...
He's doing it for Tuchel. He's doing it under Tuchel, so it's not that he can't do it. But at Barcelona, it was stay high, stay wide, do not defend.
Okay,
so there are other ways you can play.
You think, yes, he has developed that side of his game?
I mean, he wouldn't have played all those games under Hansi Flick if that wasn't the case.
14 goals, didn't he? Was it 10 assists, 11 assists, something like that? 14 goals.
The bigger question is, can Manchester United, and Carrick, obviously, can they utilize him? It doesn't mean he's starting every week. Can we utilize him? Doesn't mean do you know what I mean? He's going to change your number. You ain't getting your number 10, so good luck with that one, mate. You're going to get humbled on that part. And then give it a year. I'm not being funny. You can't down tool for a year because no one wants you yet either. So you're going to have to give it your all regardless. And you'll have one more year in your case. And that means, here's an opportunity. Then the other club will start coming in for him. Because if it's not Villa, no one's getting him. He's not going nowhere. I'd rather get left back than left winger. I don't really want to see Dorgu at left back. I don't think he's got defensive capability at left back.
No, he's left winger.
I'm seeing a Dorgu, from what I've seen, I'm seeing a Dorgu that is developing. Like I can see something brewing with him when he gets confidence.
Yeah.
More take-ons, better passing. His shooting is, oh my word, like all that extra training. He is one that is put in his mind to say, I want to be one of the better players in the league.
Exactly.
And he gives us balance.
Yeah.
Even him playing on the left is him playing out of position. He's a right wing.
He's a right winger, yeah. But I like him on the left because you simplify. You know what it is sometimes? I looked at Rashford and I used to prefer him on the right wing under Ollie than the left because when you simplify his game, you get a better version. Sometimes he's better. Like you simplify Dorgu's game, I don't think you can actually go wrong. My question is:
shift the ball, put it in. That's all you got to do.
And that actually means is you go look at a left back. We need a left back, and I think it's going to be Robinson just for a year. I would actually do this just because the left back market sucks. If anyone else agrees, I would actually get Robinson. I'm not saying he's amazing, but he offers that attacking. He's completely different from Luke Shaw. Injuries, but going forward is his game. Going backwards is Luke Shaw's game. Right? You get the one that holds the width. I just need you to be athletic and do your job. Luke Shaw goes on a free. You got Robinson as your experience in the Premier League, and then you go get an actual left back that might have developed under us, or maybe someone else that's potentially available. I think
it'd be cheaper than my choice because my choice would have been Bueno from Wolves. But you're right; he's better going forward, Cass, than defending.
And my choice is Diouf from West Ham.
He's a better defender than going forward.
Diouf
still got five or something.
I think Diouf sucks at defending. You know my issue with Diouf is
he's a Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, he reminds me of Wan-Bissaka.
I think it's just me. I think Diouf is just better at attacking. I think he can't defend for crap.
If you've got the ball, there's nothing wrong with that.
I find with Diouf, when there's a team that dominates us, Diouf's technical ability is like as in dribbling and that sort of that technique.
Yeah,
he's crap. I can see us losing the ball, and a lot of teams saying focus on him.
Yeah.
There's one player that I like. I'm going to say the name of it. I want to see if you lot ridicule it, and I think he's still one of the best left backs going out there. He's just come up from the Championship. I wanted him when he got relegated. Leif Davies.
Oh, you're on about the Ipswich guy?
Yep, that's my pick. That's my top pick.
I know you're on about.
Just had a solid season in the Championship, by the way, playing under McKenna, who still plays, and well, not anymore, but possession-based football, very similar to Carrick as well. He's got an absolute whip on him. He's about 6 foot.
He'd be cheap as well.
Cheap, cheerful, and remember, Man United might have a potential home quota issue.
Yeah, it's not about chat, actually, Leif Davis. Not about chat, that. Not about chat. There'll be a few eyebrows raised, I would imagine, but that's not about chat, actually.
For me, he'd be an issue because we've got so many youth players still going to be in that squad.
Can't count them.
Academy products count as homegrown.
But you can't count them. I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure they have to be of a certain age. 21. They have to be 21. I think.
The academy or
something like that. But
it's 8 players in 25-man team.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, that's my pick. I think he could be our what's his name that went to Spurs? Robertson. I think he could be our Andy Robertson. Just not as good.
No, I get that. You are right though. The whole left-hand side of football, like
it's crap.
The shit player played left back when you were a kid, right? and there's one left.
And he's right footed as well.
It feels like that. The left-hand side, even in the Premier League, does feel like that. There aren't that many good left-sided players.
Guess what about Alfie Doughty? I thought you were going to mention him.
Oh, I think that ship sailed. Didn't Luton just get relegated back to back? Where is he at? Did he move?
I think he moved. I think it's a Palace or something. No, I think
if he was going to go and get him, I think it was the season that he got relegated. It was worth maybe taking a punt on. You know what? I would have taken a punt on him back then, you know.
So there is one which I've got.
He plays for Millwall, by the way, now.
Where?
Millwall. For right
Millwall.
back.
He plays for Millwall. Oh, of course he does.
Yeah.
Of course he does. Yeah.
Guys, sign Muniz as a right back and put one of the best left backs of the World Cup for Morocco out to left back because he is fucking destroying. He plays left back for Morocco. They've always had some because of Hakimi. So
Palace won 70 million quid for Muniz.
Yeah, but we got an issue with that though. It's the natural left foot that can get out the my thing is Sesko. You didn't buy Sesko for him just to be someone on the bench forever. You want to build a team around him. We'd have something that pisses me off. And I think we'd all agree. We don't put enough crosses into the box. Only Delo or Bruno Fernandes does. And that usually comes off the left-hand side. And if not, it's
Sesko's been subbed off at that point.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. We don't. It's like whenever we say, yeah, we're crossing the ball in the box, we need Sesko on the pitch. And then as soon as he gets on the pitch, we don't do it and we try to pass it into his feet. Makes no sense. I just feel like we need a variety of different ways of creating chances. And I just don't think it can be Bruno Fernandes. We can get all the centre mids in the world. We don't create enough chances from out wide coming from deep. And Delo's the only one that's willing to do it. And he hits 2 good crosses out of every 10.
Yeah. Should be glad Grace is not in the chat tonight. So
she's not.
You know,
she's not tonight.
She's Dallas's biggest fan. I think we have done 1 hour 55 minutes. Stu, can we do 10 minutes Q&A and then we wrap up the show? Oh, it's late. 5 minutes. 3 questions.
Midnight in it. Yeah, we can do 3 questions. Yeah, let's have a look. See what we've got.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got of any note.
I feel like I've been up for 48 hours now.
Let's have a quick look.
Oh, bring on Saturday.
There's another game coming up soon. Who's it? US
Let's
against Belgium. Yeah. Okay.
Belgium.
Hopefully Belgium.
Jules, if Jules is still in the chat, Jules says, "Is there a chance Keir Starmer phones Infantino to extend Qantas ban?" Do you know what? I wish he fucking would. Jesus, that was fucking abysmal. Absolutely abysmal.
Is that count as a question?
I don't know. To be honest,
that's more a fact.
We haven't got that many questions in because I don't think we've said anything. Bilal says, question, I might have already asked this before, but if you were a professional footballer, how many countries would you have been eligible to play for?
3.
1.
Mine's Scotland and England.
Just England for me.
I've got England, Spain, and Netherlands.
Oh, nice. Jarvis?
No, only Norway. Norway.
Just Norwegian. Yeah, same for me. I'm just plain old Blighty, plain old English. I don't know if you have asked that one before, but you have now. It's just me. 43 says Ghana or Wharton.
Ghana would never come back, so therefore it's Wharton.
I don't know why we didn't look. I can't believe you can look at all the data in the world. This data team from Man United and Ghana. As soon as he didn't sign his contract or wasn't signing at the time, it's like, yeah, let's go.
Unbelievable. That.
What's the point? That is one of the biggest misses for me because he hasn't got the. I say I'm going to say it now. Yeah, Ghana and Elliot Anderson are basically the same player. I think Elliot Anderson's got a higher ceiling than him, but they're basically the same player. Everything Elliot Anderson can do, Ghana can do, and he's done it this season. And defensively, he's better. But they don't want to hear it because Ghana don't have the same PR.
Plays right back as well. Played right back 5 times.
Almost 10 games.
5 times. Oh, is it almost 10? I know it was. Yeah,
it's quite a few over 3 cup competitions and that injury prone Everton at one point. So,
go on, Jarvis. I know you want. Yeah.
I'm a little bit torn, but I'm a big fan of Garner, so I would have taken Garner back. Yeah, over Wharton. Yeah, for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timu has sent you a question and he says, Jarvis, counterpoint. Would you take Chris Wood? He's on Australian Igor. He's an Australian Igor.
He's Norway. Oh, I can't believe he's just said that. Australian and it's New Zealand.
How old is Chris Woods now? Wood?
Oh, he's 30, 33. Yeah, probably even more.
I
had one great season when he scored 18. The Forest 2 seasons ago didn't replicate it because he was injured last season.
He is 34, turning 34.
If I was a manager, I would love to have players like that on my bench, to put on the last 10 minutes. If you're chasing a game, we always revert to put Maguire on top, but it would be nice to have a striker actually who knows how to score goals. So maybe not Chris Woods, but someone in that bracket. I would like for us to have another tool in our
armory
tool case. Yeah.
Interestingly, you should say that because it's a really good point. Because a certain Mr. Veghorst netted in the World Cup. Fuck knows how old he is. Fuck knows how he's still playing, but he netted again in the World Cup because he come off the bench at the right time. And there are players that teams need players like him. People take the piss out of Veghorst. We know that, but we need players like him that can do that. So interesting, that one.
I still remember that masterclass on the 10 arc. Do you remember that? Leeds away. Vegas in the 10 was absolutely shitting it up.
Oh, he's terrible. I now remember that.
It's crap.
I was there when he got his goal at Old Trafford. Anyway,
took time.
Thoughts on Menchia? He's divided opinion on this panel.
No,
as Mr. Menchia, I'm in the no camp.
No.
Jarvis. No.
Is the question purely on the player or the price? Because I think the price is that's way too much.
Both. Say both. I'd probably say both. The price is both anyway.
I think he's right up your alley, Stu. You like a tackler in the midfield, and he's a tackler. He's very wild in the way he plays football. As I said, he reminds me a little bit about Rudiger or Gabriel in the way he throws himself into things. He's very wild. So
Gabriel should have thrown himself in front of Haaland.
No, I don't think he will suit the Premier League, to be honest. I think it will be too many
That's
red
a
cards.
player, like his brother, who also has girl problems. I know things people don't know about Nemecha and the brothers. They have women problems. Stay far away.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough. I don't think he played well for Germany in the World Cup, but there's been some real poor teams in the World Cup anyway, so I wouldn't hold that against him. We've got one more question, Jarvis, and it is for you. And Luman says, has Jarvis ever done the Viking celebration live on stream? But before you answer, I've got a question.
Can we get rid of it?
I've got a question.
I think it's cringy, that everyone's doing it.
I've never seen that before. Is that historic? I.e., has it been around for centuries? Or is it you saw Finland? No, Iceland.
Iceland,
4 years ago. And did it spawn from there? That's kind of my question.
Well, I haven't done the rowing, but I think it's good. I think it puts Norway on the map. I think all the foreign press loves the Norwegian fans because of it. And but I haven't done it, and I won't do it on the live stream. I will do it if we beat England. That's a promise. I will sit here full kit wanker and the red hat.
It's ancient. It is the way they would announce themselves coming through the sea in their boats with that. That's how they would row and do that. But I've never heard of it being done in football.
But I've seen Norway play, thousands of times, during the 70s and 80s. I've never seen it. So I was wondering, is it historic? Is it just something new?
Yeah, but Norway scored 7 goals in the World Cup until this World Cup. Now Haaland's got fucking 7 himself. So what was the chances of actually seeing it? That's the point I'm trying to make.
I don't know. Like I say, my point is it based on Iceland, or is it something you guys have been doing for years and years and years?
We haven't been doing it. I saw it first this World Cup.
I've got my reservations about this
World Cup. Right.
So let me get this straight. Yeah. So if another country was to therefore glorify certain past empires back in the day, we'd absolutely get cancelled, right? Because they done what they done through history. Now, if anyone knows anything about Vikings the way I know it, why is that allowed now? I'm just thinking it's a bit of double standard going on, isn't it? Because last time I checked, they were pretty much worse than everybody else in every humane way.
Raping and plundering.
If we let the Mongolians
I think the people that that believed in Asgard back in the day done some pretty just as bad things as probably what the Mongolians did. But I'm just saying, and if I got labeled, if the English was set, if we were Vikings, I'm just saying it would go very, very, very left.
Can you imagine what we'd do? Ours would be setting fire to the White House. Setting fire to the White House would be the one, really, wouldn't it? Especially because of where it is.
So, imagine the Italians called themselves the Romans from back in the day, SQPR, whatever it's called. And the rest of
we get drawn against the USA, or is it only in the final?
We can't get drawn against the US. It's on the opposite side.
So just imagine we meet USA in the final.
Jarvis, on the opposite side.
Yeah, they're on the opposite side.
They're on the opposite side of the draw. They are. Because we
US.
Then we face Argentina potentially.
Argentina, yeah.
So USA
and Colombia and
Trump's made a phone call.
Egypt.
Well, unfortunately for me, I think it's going to be the finals are likely to be Argentina and France, and because I think they want the shoot off of Mbappe and Messi. But people are already saying right now that Trump is putting pressure on saying America get it through. But I would like to point out my dark horses, Jarvis, were
USA.
Norway.
You know they were.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
But imagine we meet USA in the final. Let's all rock up in red coats.
If USA
I agree.
Yeah, if USA get to the final, then
a lot of the English lot would do that. That's definitely getting discussed as it stands in Miami. That's 100% getting discussed.
Yeah,
and that's for it.
Football's finished. If America get to the final, football's finished.
And by the way, guys,
Balogun scores the winner in the next game.
Yeah,
I just want to show you this about the celebration yesterday. That's why you hear my voice is a little bit rusty tonight. Yeah. So hopefully we won't get because there's music in the background. What do you think, Cass? Do you think we'll get copyrighted for the?
No, if it's below like 8 seconds, I think it is or something.
Okay, let's just play a couple of seconds.
2 seconds.
So this is after the game, the final whistle. Oh,
can't even hear it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. That sounded more like a beat than an actual song.
Yeah, I don't think that was the class of music.
I didn't know they had free from design. They played that in Norway. I didn't know they did that.
Everyone's sharing
Haaland's song, isn't it? Haaland's on fire. Your defense is terrified.
It was a nice evening. All of Norway was celebrating as madmen. So it was fantastic. It's not every day we go through the quarterfinals of the World Cup. First time in history.
Not everyone
beating Brazil second time.
Just saying, the last man.
Did you like my little short?
Oh,
did you like my little short of Gabriel and Haaland? And just a fucking, you come across it on YouTube. It's just got that laughing voice behind it, just like Haaland, stay humble to Gabriel and just fucking laughing.
Well, it might have been something if Gabriel had actually moved towards Haaland. I mean, Haaland had 10 years to fucking control the ball and decide what he was going to do with it. I've never seen any defending like it.
It was such a clean strike through the legs, inside the post. I would have struggled to put the ball there. Do you know what I mean? Inside that post, it was pinpoint accurate. So
I liked his header. Actually, I thought his header was brilliant. It was a brilliant.
That's what I said in the chat, wasn't it? You don't head the ball like that anymore.
I'll give you a bit of trivia for the last question. Who was the last player to score a brace at the Aztec Stadium in the World Cup?
Brace at the Azteca.
In the
Gary
World
Lineker.
Jude Bellingham.
No, in the World Cup back in '86.
Back in '86.
Maradona.
There you go. And guess who won that year?
Diego.
Maradona.
I had to say it before Jarvis got it because he is Mr. Maradona.
And who
did he score a brace? Did he score a brace? Come on. He might have scored one.
I'm just saying. And who went on to win the World Cup?
They did in '86.
Oh, yeah. I mean, good omens then, isn't it?
Fantastic World Cup that was. Fantastic World Cup. Not as good as '78. Not as good as Argentina '78, but still.
Nah, '86 was the best World Cup in my lifetime. I would say.
If it was for that hand, we would have won the World Cup in '86. I think.
Think so?
Yeah. Oh God, we had a great team. We had a really good team.
No, I don't think many teams are beating that team.
Well, that Germany team was a good team, with Lothar Matthäus and all them. Yeah.
What's he doing against Gascoigne, David Pratt, and the rest of them? He ain't doing shit. Fucking Glenn Hoddle, no chance.
We were absolutely fucking amazing. But,
It doesn't matter how good your team is, does it? You've got to get over the line, and that's what England are doing at the moment. We've got great players, and we're playing shit, but we're getting over the line.
With a German.
Yeah, German.
So ironic. so ironic.
I think that's it. Question-wise, my old mates. I'm just having a quick look.
I think they look crap. They don't look anything.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal is not fit.
No, is he bollocks? Nowhere near fit.
He was diving everywhere today, wasn't he?
Their defense ain't all that. I don't feel as well. I think Portugal, if Ronaldo had, which is 2 years younger, he's burying them.
Yeah, he is. I mean, fucking hell. I couldn't quite believe that Laporte was fucking playing still. What the fuck's all that about?
Yeah,
horrible.
Sarabal is their best player. That tells you a lot about this Spanish team. It's not the strongest version. No.
Criminal. Alatharbon in the first half. Absolutely fucking criminal, that miss. But Marino came on, showed him how to do it, didn't he? There you go.
He's a striker.
One chance. All sometimes about one fucking chance, isn't it? And Spain took it. Fair play to Marino. He took it very, very well.
He didn't hit it, did he? He just strokes it in the bottom corner, and that's why you need to finish. No, don't even think about it. Just push through it into the bottom corner.
Yeah, it's a great goal. Great goal.
Guys, 2 hours, 10 minutes. Big shout out to Cass for coming on, and Stu and Mark, the usual panel. I want to give a special shout out to Blank for the super chat, Alcohol-y, also, and all the rest of you guys coming in with all your comments. And I see Primit coming in at the end saying, "Did you touch on the Trump receiving the American strikers red card?" Yes, we did. So if you go back an hour or so, you will have our take on that one. So I just want to thank everybody, and Taya, Simba, Swave, the Primit, King Carrick, Dave, all of you guys, all the mods, and all the rest of you for tuning in. We will be back Thursday night, 8 or 10-ish. I don't know. It depends on the World Cup games, but we will be back on Thursday on the next show. And please, guys, go subscribe to Cass, Never a Foul. And do you still have your other channel doing your stuff? Cass United.
Cass Central. Yeah, I've been doing the last couple of days. Yeah, since I come back from my part 1 honeymoon.
Ooh,
part 2.
Congratulations.
Part 2 in Bali in 2 months. Can't wait.
Oh, you got married?
Wow.
Yeah, I got married. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yeah, life's over now.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, fella.
I'll send you a new spade.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You feeling all right? You look okay. You haven't got the bags yet. It won't be long before they're there.
That's probably because I hit a bit of sun. Probably done some good.
No, you look great, mate. Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
Well, part 1 went Greece. I went Corfu.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing. To be fair, we rented out a boat, right? You don't need no one else on the boat. You don't need the license or nothing. So we got a boat.
Yeah,
it cost us about 170 euros. Had like a half a tank for about 5-6 hours of the day. Literally, they say you can only go up to a certain part of the island. Like, don't go too far. We were blitzing it past there. We couldn't give a shit. Like, it was just sick. It's just so sick. Driving a boat has got this weird, amazing feeling. It's just
freedom, innit?
Yeah,
I've only ever done it once in Portugal. I fucking loved it. It was
the boat is a proper experience.
Yeah. Oh, superb. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Oh, shit.
Big up. Yeah. And also go subscribe to Mark United Lens, his new channel, doing all the World Cup stuff. When are you going live next, Mark?
Tomorrow. Yeah, it seems like every single night at the moment, because you just don't get a break, do you? So it's only Friday's my only night off, and I'm coaching on Friday nights. Yeah, it's thick and fast. And if I do not do in England, I get a chance to do some United content. Otherwise, I'm just going to burn out. But it's good. It's good. Subscribers are flying up at the moment. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, come on over.
Fantastic. And thank you to Stu and all the rest of you guys for tuning in. We will see you on Thursday, and everybody have a good night. And guys, one thing, if you haven't, please do us a favor, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if this was your first time on the Tactical Devils, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good night, and bye-bye.